When you mentioned the Rockets, obviously they've gotten a lot of like new younger guys. They have a lot of life. Which team? And I think it's been the Warriors for a while now, right? People say, "Oh, Warrior fans are bandwagons." Who do you think is the new bandwagon team that everybody's just jumping on?
Oh, easily Phoenix Suns. Not even a question. Phoenix Suns for me. That's
Really?
that's super easy for me. Um,
Okay.
First off, people were not Suns fans when they had Dragon Bender and all these other guys with Devin Booker when they were not good. Chris Paul goes to the team. Oh, Chris Paul's leadership. Gotta watch the Suns now. And then Chris Paul leaves and they get Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. So all
Mhm.
the stands who joined Brooklyn for KD are now on the Suns. The awkward Bradley Beal stands are also there. And the fans who just like 3-star teams are not gonna flock towards the Suns. For me, it's gotta be the Phoenix Suns.
Okay. 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 I like it.
I'm not
KB.
gonna lie. I feel you on that Phoenix part. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I don't really feel like a stand moving to team is something like bandwagon. It's just common. It's weird, but it's common. There's just a
Yeah.
bunch of stands before, like, people have favorite players, not really
Yeah.
favorite teams. They just like bounce from team to team, which I kind of understand, but it's weird. Low key, I'm gonna say Denver. I seen it as soon as they got this banner. The amount of people that I was arguing for Denver, I was like saying, "Yo, Denver's his team. They're gonna win it all this year." Da 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 da. People were like, "Nah, Jokic is not like that. We need to see him in a playoff setting and actually take him like
Bad
as a."
conversations, KB.
We haven't seen a five be able to lead a team to the NBA Finals and win it as soon as Game 5, fourth quarter is done. I have never seen a switch up so crazy in my life. People were trying to pre-switch up mid postseason when they were realizing that like, yo, these niggas actually can't be guarded.
Yeah.
There's people on this platform who I watched literally switch 360. Like it's
Name drop,
insane.
name drop, name drop for the
Yeah.
content.
Gotta throw it out there.
Should
Go ahead.
have said that. You should have said that.
I think we all know what you mean, though.
I think we
But
all know. I'm not. I think we all know, man. I think we all know.
Yeah, no shade, but I definitely hear you on the Phoenix one. Denver, it's actually been the opposite for me. I will say though, I've seen more Denver fans come out of the woodwork than I've ever thought existed. So I guess that goes to show prove your point. For me, I'm thinking more so like the next 5 years, like where are we going to see a lot of people kind of crowd to? I think the Spurs with Wemby is obviously going to be a main attraction. We're going to hear Spurs fans, but there were a lot of Spurs fans before, from the dynasty era, but a lot of kids hopped on that as well. So yeah, I think I'd go with the Spurs. You guys in the chat, what's good? Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining us today. We were just talking about who we think are going to be kind of like the new bandwagon teams.
I'm not
Because a
gonna
lot
lie. I
of
think it's
people
gonna be
deem us.
OKC.
That's a good one.
OKC? I
Yeah.
can see OKC.
I can.
Okay.
For
I already
sure.
see
Because
OKC.
who's an actual OKC fan that you know? I
All
know
the
I've
fans that
known
were
one.
Westbrook fans.
I've known
I know
like
two.
one or
Wait,
two.
no, I know three.
I know three.
Actually, no, I know four. I know four.
How
Yeah.
long have you known them though?
For a while
Like
now.
years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because most of them are Shea fans, and then they're also just original
Yeah.
OKC fans too, from like the KD, Russ
Yep.
Harden era. So, yeah.
I think that's
I know a
valid,
couple
yeah.
guys, but there's definitely a couple guys that I see who are legitimately not OKC fans, but they like love OKC. I'm not gonna lie, I love OKC too. Like I love watching them play. Just a very good team.
Eli.
Another team that I'm gravitating towards is Detroit too. But like, yeah, OKC is for sure one of those teams that's gonna might be a bandwagon where everyone's an OKC fan in like these next couple of years.
Tank's coming through. He's repping OKC. He's an OG.
All right, Tank. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to Tank in the
Shout out
chat.
to
I
Tank.
can't take his word for it. No one can verify it, so it's just that I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, bro.
Oh man, sorry guys. I'm slow today. But okay, so good question. I obviously want to get into all things Dubs, but I wanted to ask, have you guys kept up to date on Draymond and if he will be making his debut tonight?
Yeah, they
will.
reported last night that he should be playing tonight.
No
So,
new news?
No.
Hey.
He will be playing tonight. I think it's on minute restriction as well. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said he's feeling good. He's locked in for tonight too. Steph is also probable, so he's expected to play
Yeah.
tonight as well.
JK as well.
So I think so.
right?
I don't know if JK got upgraded. He was still questionable with foot soreness. So, yeah, I'm excited that we play Houston. It's time for that Clay 45 ball, man. Today's the day. We're gonna see 11 go crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for sure. Clay Day. And I've heard a lot of critiques on Draymond and how he's going to fit back into the lineup. We've probably had every single conversation we possibly could. But after this Sacramento game, which we'll sum up in a little bit, I want you to tell me, because Chris Paul, I think he had 12 assists. He kept the flow of the game. We had, when non-Steph minutes come, we're typically, as Warriors fans, nervous, right? We typically lose a few points, or Steph has to build a lead again, and it's super frustrating to watch. But with Chris Paul, we didn't see that issue. So talk to me about how Draymond and the Chris Paul thing is going to work out. Do you see any issues?
I said it once, and I'll say it again one more time. Steve Kerr, if you ever see this clip, which I don't think you will, but you never know what can happen. If you ever see this clip, I want you to look me in my eyes. Do not play both of them at the same time, for the sake of not only just mine, but for your mental health as well. You will legitimately have aneurysms while coaching. I'll be serious. I'm dead ass. I'm dead serious, bro.
Wait, why?
Because it's so redundant. The pick and rolls won't work when both of them don't have Lord, oh my God, if Steph's on the floor and he's on ball heavy, what are they gonna do? No one knows. Like, defensively, it's just gonna be more responsibility for Draymond as well. I don't think they should be on the floor together at the same time. And I don't even think that's crazy, because Gifted knows they shouldn't be on the floor at the same time. So
but you don't even think they tested out and see.
No, they're of course gonna test it out, but we know the inevitable. Like, there's some things that just doesn't really need to be tested, but we know what's gonna happen, bro. So I don't know why Gift is making all these faces, because he doesn't want them on the floor at the same time. He said it out of his own mouth as well. So it's do not play them at the same time. Draymond fitting back, I don't know why people are questioning. He's been here for how many years?
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand. If he's playing with the guys he normally plays with, there shouldn't be really an issue. The only thing I'll say is maybe fitting him with Sarge, and even then he's played with guys who are stretch fours who know how to play the ball at the four. So he can slide into that small ball five that Steve Kerr is addicted to. So I don't know. I don't see a problem. I think CP3 leading these bench lineups will be great. I'm not gonna lie, CP3 has been moving me a little bit, but I'm not gonna say nothing. No. I'm wait. But Gifted, I wanna hear your thoughts, because you looking at me all crazy for you saying don't play with the court at the same time.
Translate.
So the reason why I made these faces is I didn't know KB was this optimistic. It's kind of funny because he said for Steve Kerr's mental health, Steve Kerr doesn't enjoy seeing this shit. We've seen Steve Kerr enjoy playing Corey Joseph meaningful minutes in these two games already. Corey Joseph, Chris Chiozza from last year, right? Kerr,
get him out of here. Yeah, get him out of here.
Kerr loves this, so he'll be fine. My take on it is, as much as I don't want to see it regularly, I am curious to see what the lineups look like, because at the end of the day, Chris Paul has been good as a closer for this team, and I know we're going to see it, but seeing how bad it truly is, or if it surprises me, is something I am curious in seeing, because I do believe as a secondary ball handler, Chris Paul has been terrific. But as KB said, in these first couple of games, he's been monumental in terms of elevating our team in the non-Steph minutes. The most impressive part of the Kings game, outside of Steph having the best 40-point performance of this season so far, was Chris Paul elevating us and extending leads while Steph was on the bench. That's something we couldn't get last year. So seeing that is huge.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Eliminating those turnovers where, we watch on the opposite end of the country, we're seeing Jordan Poole do Jordan Poole things. It is a bit of a relief. It's still hard.
No Jordan Poole strays.
No. If we're going to do this with Clay, who's still on the team, we're going to do with Jordan Poole, who's not on the team.
I'm not taking no Poole stray, man. I can't do that.
No, baby. You can have Clay hate all day.
He was young. He was young.
I know you started turnaround, right? Where in the Wizards game, which I watched, by the way, they had Jordan Poole in the corner, the shot, the turnaround, the break.
Yes! Are you kidding me? You emulate your
That's a confident shooter right there, bro. That's a confident shooter.
Maybe he should be confident in getting in the gym and practicing a little bit more. I love Jordan Poole.
Don't question his determination.
You know him? You spend time with him? You met him?
Yeah, I texted him this morning, actually.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, get on
No,
his
I-
ass.
Me and Poole go way back since Milwaukee. Come on, man. What
Okay,
we
okay.
Me and
doing?
Poole go way back.
Come
Bullshit.
on, man.
Wait, no. Stop. I actually met Jordan Poole in college because
I was
I went
there.
to the same. No,
You
no,
were
That's the
was
same
not.
day
there?
I'm at Gifted. That's what I'm
You
saying.
was not
bro.
in them gyms. You was not in them
I was
gyms.
in
Real
them
shit.
gyms,
Are you
bro.
leeching right
Yeah.
now off his story?
Yeah.
Bro, I was
Like,
catching the
story?
rebounds and swinging it to him to practice those
Okay,
threes, bro.
listen,
Come on,
listen.
man.
Where's the
As
footage?
someone that went to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, we came in the same year under a program called the Bridge Program, which helps usher kids from high school into college. So I went there. He was there for athletics. We talked a little bit. I was actually in the gym with him.
Mhm.
You watched the team, and I respect that. I respect that, KB. But
Nah, I've been
wait.
on the pool party for a grip.
I have a lot
You
of questions
have,
for
you
you
have.
too, by the way, because every week I say KB is going to show you his true colors in terms of him being a
This
real
nigga.
Lakers fan.
Oh
Tell
my
me why
God.
today, right? I'm pumping gas, right? I say, you know what? Let me just check my phone real quick, right? And the first thing I see is a ping on my phone, and KB drops a link in the group chat. I'm like, huh, what could this be? I click on it. You want to know what the link says? Should we trade D'Angelo Russell for James Harden?
Oh my
Hashtag
KB!
Lakers space.
Okay.
And KB is in there
So
talking.
you know what's crazy?
The
This
evidence
is-
is
crazy.
mounting against you.
You know what's
Say his
every
cap.
single
Say his
day.
cap, I dare you.
You know what's
Say his
insane?
cap. What?
I still join our Warrior spaces and co-host them all the time.
You
I
do.
come
You
to this
do.
pod. Wait, let me finish. I let you land that nasty plane. Let me
Okay.
land mine.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So-
Floor is yours.
I co-host and host these spaces for the Dubs all the time with you. I'm here talking about the Dubs all the time with you. I'm known for being a Warriors fan on Twitter, which is very much true. And you could ask that GC because they always, I'm not gonna say what they say, but they call me a stan pretty much. That's all I'm gonna say. And on top of that, the guy who's hosting the space is our guy, and I just joined the space. I'm like, huh, D'Lo for Harden. I was seeing on the timeline some people are getting pushback. I'm like, if I was a Lakers fan, I know I'd want to get Harden, so get Harden. So I just hopped in the space and said, yo, what's good to my guys? Because, like, I'm not the one to just randomly hate on someone because they're a stand of a
Unless they're
different team.
Clay.
Nah, unless they're a stand of a different team. Even we could get to that Clay point. Even Gifted, I think in the space, I said Clay had a much better second half. Like, he looked a lot more in tune with the offense. He wasn't forcing shots. He only took 4 attempts from 3, and he wasn't jacking up shots. He was actually playing in the flow, and it was efficient. And I said, this is the Clay that we needed, the Clay who just plays in tune with the offense. The volume 3-point shooting is always going to be there when he's open, but you don't always have to take it. That just is what it is. And now people act like me just hating. It's not hate. It's just the reality of the situation. I like joining other basketball talks, like Clippers, Warriors, Lakers. Doesn't matter. You feel me? So you stop with this nastiness because you're over here hosting King Spaces, but I don't want to say anything. Okay, whatever though.
Yeah,
It's
we
all
gotta
good.
get to that too.
You can host King Spaces, but
Okay.
if I speak at a Lakers
Okay.
space, I'm a fan. Okay.
Okay. So I just want to say I let KB land his plane, but
Okay.
I'm able to sift through the bullshit, right? So let's go through the biggest line he said, right? He put himself in the shoes of a Laker fan. If I was a Laker fan, that's
He did say
what
that.
I'm like grabbing onto, because I don't think you were thinking about that. I think you were actually wearing that as a reality. Because let's be honest, KB, what you told me multiple times in our space is you don't like entertaining bullshit. So I would think that you would think, D'Lo for Harden sounds like bullshit. Maybe I shouldn't go into that space.
It doesn't
but you
sound like
did.
bullshit though. How does it sound like bullshit?
Hold on.
How does it sound like
Do
bullshit?
we want to go into this? Should we all become Laker
I-
fans first? I'll let KB say his point because I don't like it either. But let's just talk about it.
But how is it like if you let's just play this game real quick. If you are them, right, and you were looking to get because I've been watching a lot of games, not only just the Warriors games, and some of the issues I seen with the Lakers, when they were playing even against the Suns, was shot creating, guys knocking down shots, what their roles are. People are just unaware of the situation offensively within the schemes and stuff, and LeBron's having to still run one, be the main guy offensively sometimes for a lot of these stretches. And even you all seen it in the fourth quarter against the Suns, right? So if you are a fan or someone who's a fan of that team or whatever, and you see someone like James Harden who he's dealing with all these off-court issues, but is still when on the floor a top 20 player in this league, at least in my opinion. Why would you not want to go for that? Why would you not want to be able to trade a guy like D'Lo and a guy maybe Rui to match the contract to go get a guy like Harden, who could legitimately, if you watch basketball just from a basketball standpoint, help your offense extremely? Like, he will literally not miss AD on a lob, can shot create, can catch and shoot from three, can play off LeBron. He would help their offense immensely. Now, would I want to see that as a fan of a team that's going to have to see them in the postseason? No. But I would want to get him if I was a fan of that team. That's all it is. I don't see how that's crazy. I genuinely don't understand how that's crazy. Me talking about other trades for other teams is insane. I guess, bro. I guess.
Listen. I'm sorry for laughing, KB, but I just find it so funny how you're talking about the Lakers side and nowhere near the Philadelphia side. Just fuck Philadelphia. Just trade James Harden for D'Angelo Russell, and that makes
and
sense.
Rui.
And
okay,
Rui.
And because it has to match money. You have to match money.
All right, so you're saying that
Russell makes
if you're the
17,
Sixers, you're trading Harden for D'Lo. That's what you're saying.
If you're not
As the
gonna
Sixers
play
GM,
him,
you're gonna do that.
I'm not gonna lie, it is low key a fleece, but you're not gonna play. If you can though, I'm saying if you put on the block like a D'Lo, Rui, and a pick or two, hey, who knows? Because look at it, you're looking at Maxey too, and you're like, okay, look what Maxey's doing these past couple of games. Like he's obviously taking a leap, especially as a secondary beside Embiid, and he's become a much better passer. I think he's much more aware as a shot, like an on-ball creator for himself as well. And like you kind of need, I think you need more guys at that four, especially for Philly. So looking at Rui will kind of help that as well. He's a much better post defender as well. Can let Embiid roam. I don't see how that's crazy because you're getting off of PJ Tucker in that rotation. So it kind of helps you for your situation as well. Addresses a little bit of some needs. And on top of that, you get rid of Harden, which clearly he doesn't want to be there anyway. So the leverage isn't really leveraging for Philadelphia neither. So I don't. These are normal basketball talks, guys. These are like, see, I can speak like this without having to talk about my team.
Except
like,
just what Gifted said, you only wanted to talk about one side, not the other. So you're
I legit talked about Philly in that same space. He wasn't there, by the way. I want y'all to know, he didn't join that space. He just seen the link and never joined. He didn't know what we're talking about. It could have been literally we're talking about candies and fruits. He would have never known. He never joined the space.
Come on now, stop it.
He wasn't there.
Stop it, KB.
I don't know, KB.
Candies
But no one wants to question this nigga for hosting King spaces though. But
you mean? Oh wait. You mean Golden State Warriors versus Sacramento Kings halftime? I did host that space.
You hosted a Sacramento Kings versus the Warriors halftime.
Okay, we're gonna move on, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be nasty and edit the title now. We see how
Speaking of Kings versus Warriors, I want you guys to break it down for me. I mean, Gifted, since you did host a space, what'd you guys think? What were you at halftime? What were your takeaways from so far?
My biggest takeaway was how the hell are we up 5 points after suffering a 14-0 run to the Sacramento Kings and just seeing the work that we did to get ourselves back in the game. Moses Moody, like in terms of being calm, poised, and understanding what to do on the basketball court, he made some extremely big plays. And I think that our bench, again, I feel so confident whenever Steph leaves the court and our bench being able to sustain or really run up the lead. And it was crazy because we had lineups where it was Chris Paul, Clay, and a bunch of guys that aren't known for their three-point shooting. It didn't really work out that well, but then once he made some tweaks, they went on runs and they were able to get stops and get out in transition. And Clay is shooting very well off of Chris Paul so far this season. When it's not Chris Paul, it's not that great. But I got to give Chris Paul credit because so far he started out his season extremely well. And pretty soon, I'm pretty sure he's on pace in the next 5 games to touch the paint more than he ever did for the entire season last year for the Suns, which is saying something, honestly. He looks very crisp and like faster than last year, which is crazy because that's the last thing I thought he would be.
Very true. I'll say I agree. The thing about the paint touches, though, the reason why I don't want to get bought in too much is because the 2 games we play the Suns, whose paint defense is ass, and the Kings, who we also know is the paint defense is ass. And in terms of dribble drives and being able to guard it, they do have struggles both. So Chris Paul being able to get down there is a plus, regardless of what the team is. But tonight against Houston, we'll see if he'll still be able to get by some of these more athletic wings and bigger guards and more switchable. See if he could get down there, which I don't expect him to, right? But from a initiating and a passing and facilitating standpoint, he's been A+ to me. Like, he's been fantastic. He's been finding seams for guys, making the right reads. When he dribble drived against, I forget who it was, but when he dribble drived and he was on the baseline and he found Moses Moody off like a double clutch and he passed it to the top of the key for a 3, that moved me. That led into like a 3 and then a stop on the other end, a turnover into transition where CP3 was directing traffic, found Clay in transition for 3. He knocked it down, and the lead like ballooned to like 18, right? And these bench lineups are definitely moving me for sure. I know not CP. I know Gifted has a problem with like CP, Clay, Kaminga, and then like GP2, and then like I don't know, Kevon Looney or something like that. I don't mind that because I'm always a guy who's been like defensively slanted lineups are better for us because I want to be able to at least maintain the lead that we have, and then we can run out in transition. We've always been like a sound transition team, and I think if we play off of that and we play to our defense off the bench, that will be fine. But like CP3 and Clay having to like do the heavy lifting in a half court offense, I don't really care for. That's what I don't mind when Clay is going into this heavy shot like shooting mode where he just wants to shoot everything. I don't really care because like you're leading the offense now, so like we're relying on you. So I don't mind that at all. And then on to Clay too. I think Clay, like he was really impressing me in that second half. Like he's been the first game he had a little bit of trouble, but the second game, especially in that second half, it was just a lot better in terms of passing out of the rolls, finding guys, making the extra pass. He was just playing off of that, right? And I think he was like 18 points on 7 for 12 shooting, 2 for 4 from 3. That was like the most like shocking part. Is he only took 4 3-point attempts. Usually Clay gets up like 8 to like 9 to 10, you know, and Steph gets up usually like 14. So like you really do be like carrying the field goal attempts for 3 from over there. But yeah, I think Clay was extremely impressive, especially I think Kaminga's defense was also impressive. Moody was definitely the role player of the game besides CP. He's just like he's so steady and consistent. As soon as he comes on the floor, immediate impact. And on top of that, Trace Jackson Davis, man. The 7 minutes, I don't know how many minutes he gave us.
Yeah.
Like when I say I was watching the game chat, like when I was saying, yo, please plug this guy in, and then Sarge got a foul, so we had to play him. He came in, we went on our run. Instantly. We instantly went on our run. And I was so impressed because he was blocking shots, he was rolling to the basket, he immediately became a lob threat, and that allowed CP3 more room to operate as well. Because when they run these CP3 and Looney pick and rolls, no one really cares about Looney's short roll. The only time they care about it is when you have Steph or Clay coming off, and these are elite pull-up shooters, right? So that's when you actually have to care about it. But when TJD is coming off of this, who can also roll to the basket and make the short roll pass, elite, bro. So I was thoroughly impressed all around. I thought us like low-key losing that fourth quarter lead was a bit concerning because Fox was going crazy and we couldn't get the ball in Steph's hands for some odd reason. But then we wound up winning the game, right? So
well,
those are my general thoughts. But
their defense definitely tightened up in the fourth, and they were super aggressive. I mean, we could barely inbound the ball a couple of times, right? There was just we were just stuck on the sideline. And overall, I think third quarter has always been our best quarter. So it's good to see that continue. It's good to see us win on the road. But I can definitely see you, KB, where you're talking about like these second lineups, which we're going to figure out. It's like you said, it's game 2 where Steve Kerr, like we still don't even have our third best option if we're going to talk about Draymond like that, right? I mean, second or third. But the person I wanted to ask about that's kind of been concerning, and we can't win anything without him at his very best, is Andrew Wiggins. Now, he was a lot better in this last game, especially in the first half. But any thoughts on Wiggs? Do you think he could be just still, he's still getting in shape, building up, some, I don't know exactly. But do you think he'll be all right this season?
I think for Wiggins, and I said this actually at the beginning of the season last year, slightly before he got hurt. What concerns me about him sometimes are the types of threes he takes. He takes a lot of threes, but sometimes instead of like the in rhythm catch and shoot jumpers, sometimes he'll take ill-advised threes off the bounce. And sometimes he'll just take it instead of acknowledging who's on him and not really trying to extend plays and get to the free throw line. Last year, the issue with our team was we only had like a certain amount of guys that could take the ball from the three-point line and get to the paint. That's including guys who could just catch the ball and attack closeouts. And I felt like Andrew Wiggins athletically, like what we saw from him in the finals, he could 100% do that at a high level. And ever since then, he hasn't really played at that same pace. I think for him, he needs to understand that being more physical and getting to the basket more is going to be a need for us because we have better personnel this year for sure. But for Andrew specifically, finding the better threes and getting to the paint more and having a healthier balance between 3-point and paint really matters for him a lot to me. So that's what I really want to see more of. I feel like in the Kings game, he did a much better job of doing that compared to his first 2 games. but we'll see how that goes. Defensively, I think he still needs to get his legs under him. I think he had a game where he only had one rebound. We need him to board up more as well, considering that we're not, a big team. He's one of the few players in the league who can like play bigger, but also play like a guard. Andrew can do that. I just need him to do that a bit more consistently than he is right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think these first 2 games have a little been rough, which I don't really care for because like it's the first couple of games of the season. People are still trying to find their groove. Even Steph, like in game 1 wasn't that good, and then game 2, y'all seen the bounce back, along with Clay, right? So people are gonna have their ups and downs in the season. That's why it's a long season, right? I just think him getting on the boards again, him defensively, I think he's been fine defensively. I don't think there's really been that much of an issue, to be honest. I just think offensively, like getting to the basket more, cutting more. Like when the first play of the game was that cross screen in the paint for that Wiggins hook shot, I love that play so much because usually he's getting guys who's like cross switching and he'll get onto a smaller guy and he just in position. But the one thing I realized that maybe what's like hindering his offensive ability is his free throws. Now, when you are someone who can get to the basket a lot, you know you can get fouled a lot. And if you're a bad free throw shooter, you just don't want to be on the line all the time because you just want to be able to like help your team offensively, right? So I low-key feel like if he's were to improve on his free throw shooting, I think he wouldn't mind driving more because he just like, I don't know what happened with his free throws. When he initially got here, it wasn't as bad and then it just took a dip. But just free throws became like significantly worse. So I think his free throws need to like improve, especially so that way he could actually get to the line more. Because when he does drive, he gets fouled a lot. But he just has to like be confident, be able to get to the line. Even if you were to miss these free throws, I don't even care. Like, at least I know that you're driving and you're getting to the foul line, which lets us in the bonus, which allows other guys to be able to drive now too, right? So I need him to be more of a cutter, more of a slasher. We all know how much of a shooter he's improved upon. Like, he's became a 40% three-point shooter, 38, 39% between those ranges on a solid amount of attempts. You're a respectable guy. Like, even on transition, you're stopping in the corner for 3, which I don't even mind because you have the ability to knock down that shot. But what we need from you is slashing. What we need from you is cutting. We need rim finishing, right? We need rim pressure. Like when you did that play with Steph, when you had a go screen action, and this was to seal
that was
the
a
game
great play. That was a great play.
Drove to the basket. It was a misread, but you drew attention. Immediate kick out pass. Steph was open for 3. Knocked down 3. We sealed the game. Sorry, I can't speak English.
There you go.
We sealed the game. So yeah, like Wiggins, you gotta drive more, man. You gotta drive more. You're still like very gifted athletically. Like well gifted said. I like 100% agree with gifted. He's gotta drive more for sure. And even if you miss them free throws, I don't mind, bro. Just keep shooting it at this point. You feel me?
Just put pressure on the defense.
Exactly. That's all we need. That's what when Kuminga comes in, he does that. When Moody comes in, he does that. There's guys on this team who do that when they come in for spurts, but you are like one of the main guys. You're gonna be seeing that 38 to 40 minute mark in those deep postseason playoff runs. So like, we need you to bring that in immediately. Like immediate slashing. Like when you're playing in the pick and roll with someone like Loon or someone like TJD or even Draymond, I need you to be able to, like get downhill, get to the basket, draw a foul, be like grifty, like foul bait. Like I need you to do these things. Like we need a different type of offense when it comes from you. You feel me? But yeah, that's my thoughts on Wiggs, man.
Yeah. No, I think I pretty much agree with you. I think Wiggs is the type of guy it'll take him, especially after the amount of time he missed last season. I think it'll take him some time to kind of get back in shape, get his legs under him. How have you guys felt? Of course, I'm biased, but we know that I don't even know how many free throws Steph actually took in this last game. I don't think it was
6.
more than
6.
I was gonna say it was around 5. It wasn't very much. How do you guys feel about the officiating? And I'm not speaking about just Warriors. I kind of mean all around the board. I know you guys have seen quite a few games already this season. Has it felt pretty much the same? I know we have some new rules kicking in. Any thoughts on that? All good? Because Moses
like
Moody
it's been
got that
kinda
first.
mid.
All good.
It hasn't really
Moses
been
Moody
that
get hit
great.
with a flop call against the Kings.
You guys saw
He did.
the Moses Moody. That's kind of the one
When
I
he
was.
had no landing space, he
No.
flop.
Mm-mm.
I guess, bro. Like I can't use the word because we're on a public platform, but like refs are very slow. So like yeah, so that's the best way I could describe. I don't know how they be missing something. Like I get it, it's your job. You're gonna make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, right?
Yeah.
But when the mistake is so blatantly wrong that it's like, how did you even initially make this mistake? Then I start to question your capabilities of your job, and I'm just like, bro, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Like the Suns game, The Suns game was pissing me off that
Mm-hmm.
first game. Oh my god, the
Yeah.
amount of foul calls that we didn't get,
Yeah.
that we weren't seeing.
But it's not.
pissing me
It's
off,
like the crazy thing to me is like, if it was just Steph getting those calls, or now that we have Chris Paul, like you can see Chris Paul's frustration that because he would used to get those calls. Chris Paul would get many calls. Suns get a lot of calls in general, and I get it. Like it's just in my mind. Do you think there's any way? Like I just feel like they try to make every single Warriors game as difficult to maneuver as possible. And Steph walking away with a what did he have 40 something piece? Was it 40 piece or 42 or something? I don't know. I thought he had a 41.
Yeah, 41.
So 41 piece with only 6 free throws is incredible compared to the amount of free throws that I bet every other player that gets 40, like Tatum, Luka, all these other guys are getting a ton, right? So
No, because that's just like not even hate this stuff. He just doesn't. He obviously moves off ball a lot and he cuts a lot, but he's not a dribble driver. He's a shot creator. Like he's a very elite.
no, I'm not gonna
maker.
say he's a especially in a fourth quarter he's always finishing, like he's always going to the rim. Like he's typically not taking threes. So I don't think that's fair to say, and I think he's in there a lot more. And if you're watching this season, he's actually a lot more physical than he typically. Even this, like the beginning of this season, he's already in there. He almost fouled out in game 1. Like you're telling me he's not physical? He's not in there with the action.
No, he's
That's not
physical.
true.
I'm saying he's just not like someone like a Luka. It's just someone who slashes at the basket at a high rate. That's just factually true. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
His frequency at the rim is still like, even in terms of like a guard, it's just low. That's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just his play style.
Yeah.
He's such an elite 3-point shooter that like it will be there sometimes, but he'll just take a 3 and he'll knock it down. That doesn't make him like a bad player necessarily. That's why it's always different. Impressive seeing him like being like when he's getting to the basket, it's impressive. But then also it's like he's not gonna be there as frequently as someone like a Luka or someone like. Even to an extent, like I think Dame had like on his debut like 19 free throws, 17.
Dame
is foul baiting. Like Steph is not
usually
like Steph is not the type to like foul bait crazy like that or grip crazy like that. It's just not in his play style, which isn't a bad thing at all. That's why he usually has like a low frequency of free throws, but it's still impressive because of the fact that he's so low frequency that his point totals are still so high and it's efficient. So like that's what makes it. That's what makes it even crazier too, right?
Yes. But I guess what I'm saying is like, even on the line where you're going to see Embiid get a foul call almost every single time, you're going to see Tatum get a call almost, you're going to see Luka get these calls that Steph just doesn't get. And it's wrong. I think it's just wrong. But even that, right?
No, I do agree. Steph's whistle is bad. I'll be honest. Steph's whistle.
He does have a bad whistle.
And in terms of a superstar, yeah, it's a pretty bad whistle.
But it's crazy that the Warriors walked away with the win. I think if we have matchups throughout the rest of the season, we're probably going to see the Kings get some wins because they are so dang good. I don't like Sabonis. I've already told you guys how I feel about. But the rest of that team, I love this team. I love
Fox is nice, man. I'm sorry.
Dude,
man,
he's
nice.
so good. And so that's kind of what I want to say.
Yeah.
Like this bond that Steph and it's more of a business bond, right? This bond that Steph now has signed De'Aaron Fox to the Curry brand is so exciting to see. And you guys saw that little hug that they shared after the game. Like there's definitely love between and I see it. Like I see Fox, he carries himself so well. He's so classy. He's such a talented player, even at his age. And so I want to know, how do you feel about like Steph picking Fox to be that guy for him and inviting him to be a part of his Curry crew? Do you like it? Do you see kind of what Steph sees in Fox?
I think it makes a ton of sense because while Fox might not play like Steph at all, the will to win and like the work he puts in on his game year by year is 100% there. He's one of the fastest guys, but also like his dedication to winning is 100% there. And obviously, like for Fox, he's fearless. Like how he played versus Golden State in the playoffs and all year last year, where he was just hitting crazy shot after crazy shot, getting his team back in the game. Shoot, even in the game we just played against them, we were up by like 18 points and Fox scored 21 in the fourth quarter trying to get that team back into it. Like it took
that's such a Curry thing to do, isn't it? Like that's such a Steph like he's insane.
Yeah. So I think it matches perfectly for me. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's little bro. I'm not gonna lie. Fox is little bro. No cap. Actually, like even before the signing, like I always found Fox's game intriguing and I just found it really fun to watch. So like seeing him blossom into this player is just like so elite. Like watching him cook on the other end, like it's just really, really fun to watch. But like the fact that he signed with Steph and the Curry brand is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I've been rock with D Fox for a minute. I do have some agendas for Fox. I want to put him in some conversations, but I gotta wait a little bit because we need sample sizes. So we gotta wait. But he's been looking fantastic so far in the season.
Yeah,
like, much more poised, a better in terms of scoring capability, he's becoming a lot more respected from the 3-point line, which I really like to see. We all know about his explosiveness, his dribble drive. What I like,
so
how
fast,
agile he is like so amazing to me. Like his ability to just chop and cut, like in terms of on ball creating, and like his agility is just insane. Like he has precise movement, especially on ball. Like he gets to his spots very precisely, and it seems like it's like seamless in a way where it's just easy for him and it's just free flowing and it just looks so impressive. So like I'm really excited to watch him play. I'm not gonna lie. Like Kings, there's just a lot of teams to be looking out for, but Kings are definitely one of them because Fox is just like he's one of them. He's one of them ones. He's one of them ones definitely for sure.
I just want to point out real quick. Week to week, I have to deal with Kings fan allegations, and KB has now showered the Kings with more stuff than I have. I just point out things about their roster. So, but
No,
like KB might say, stay on that side. Stay on that side.
But the thing is, though, I was never on the Kings hating side though. Like if I see
That's
them in the
true.
ops, it's fuck them niggas.
There was nothing
if
to
I see
hate.
them in the ops, but like
right,
they're cool. They cool. Like it's nothing to hate really. Like them teams they were down in the dumps for 16 years. How can I kick them?
I got no hate for them.
No.
Like no, I'm not gonna kick someone while they're down, bro. Come on.
No, what they've built over just even the last season and like a half now is insane. Just a totally different team, and they are a real like the amount of work they put a contender, a championship team like through, like the Warriors, like we're such a good matchup. But the thing is, like, if we were to play them,
pull up that comment from your star. Look at the comment he just said.
This one.
Hey, see, look, shameless.
Hey.
I knew what the game was. Already.
That would be great. Imagine.
Hey, Fox, come
retires.
home.
No That's rim pressure.
That's rim pressure. No
Passes the baton to Fox, and he's now a dub, which I'm fine with. Hey, bring it.
I'm fine, bro. Fox, we got a jersey for you and everything, gang. Don't worry.
Absolutely. Okay, I do want to talk about the Mavs and kind of all the teams, like some of the bigger teams, and the smaller. Everyone deserves some love. But let's break some of these other games down. Luka on the same night. It was a big night. You could just feel it in the air. Great night of NBA. Luka drops, I think 49 points. And he was just 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. KB, thoughts on that game? If you got to see it, if you didn't, just some of the things you've heard about the game, and Mavs so far this season.
Nah, he's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Luka's like, I think Luka's the best shot creator in the NBA. I'm not gonna lie, because like in terms of versatility and being able to knock down these shots, he has post up, he has midi, dribble drive, he has the 3, and he's one of those guys where it's like he's not from an accuracy standpoint a crazy 3-point shooter, but he's a respectable 3-point shooter to where like you still have to respect that shot from him, and when he gets it going. It's literally legitimately one of the hardest things to guard. Like the hardest thing to guard in the league, bro. It's insane. Like he is on a different level. He was my dark horse MVP. I still have Jokic winning the MVP because I think in terms of winning and everything, it's just like, But man, he's hooping. When he hit that game winner, little hug. Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy. He was on fire. Like that's when you know you cooking. When you're just throwing shit up and it just goes in. That's how you know.
I gotta say, for me, man, it's very funny because the conversations that have taken place all summer because the Mavericks didn't make the playoffs, and people tried to say Luka's not 4, he's more like 8 or 9 or like 10. Like, what basketball are y'all watching? I watched this game, and it's like, I'm sorry, this man Luka had 49 points. I have to make sure I'm reading this right. 49 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, on 25 shots. He shot 64% from the field. He shot 14 threes, made 9 of them, 64% from 3 on 8 of 10 free throw shooting. And not to mention, like KB said, in terms of closing out the game, he hit multiple threes to get them back. And then when the game is tied, he makes a stepping right post hook 3 off one hand. off the glass green and makes it, and they win the game. I mean,
Nah, that was for
he's
show
just
green.
he's just
show
a
green.
special player. And like these conversations where they're saying, is Shea better than Luka? Is Trae Young better than Luka? Like they have to stop. Like Luka is an MVP caliber player, and even if the Mavericks don't make the playoffs this year, I'm evaluating his level of play. These are the things that I'm talking about with Luka. While historically he might not be this like elite 3-point shooter, he's an overall elite shot maker where his shots make no sense. To this day, KB, right? In my brain, I will never forget the pull-up 3 against the Clippers in the playoffs. This man Luka goes off the 1 foot pull-up 3, makes it in a playoff game. Like, that's just who Luka is as a player. And for people to like try
It's
to
like second year Luka too. Like
that's second year Luka. Like I mean,
that's insane, bro.
He's already like an all-time playoff performer, and he's a first-team All-NBA caliber player for the past 4 or 5 seasons. And it's like how I look at him is like if you're not evaluating that, and all you can talk about is team success, like he's not playing at that level. It's crazy.
He missed
like
the playoffs even once though. Even if you're on that side, he missed the playoffs once. Like. And it was like a lot of things that he couldn't control in that as well. Like his play wasn't great. Don't mind it. Like I understand that, but saying that team niggas like Embiid, Tatum, KD are better, like Kawhi, like bro,
I don't get it, bro.
I agree.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm being serious. Y'all could call me crazy on this. Give it about a month or two. And not for me, but like I will be saying he's better than 34 very soon.
I knew you was gonna say Giannis. I knew it. I knew you was gonna say Giannis.
Okay. Very soon. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Even as a Warriors fan, and I'm gonna cry when this day happens. There will be a day where Luka is the best guard in the league.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen
for a short time. Yeah.
Niggas gonna call me crazy for him being better than Giannis, bro. But just wait, y'all gonna see. Trust me.
That's a little crazy.
They calling you out in the chat, KB.
I could say
call me
better than
crazy,
Tatum, but not Giannis. No.
Call me crazy. Y'all gonna see. Y'all be like, yo, KB saw the light 4 months ago. Nigga, I know. I seen it, bro. I know what Giannis is. I know what he is, bro. And I'm giving Giannis this year. I told people I'm giving Giannis this year to bounce back from whatever slump he had last season. Nigga, if you're not back to where you were in at least 22, then Luka, hey man, yeah, as a basketball player, I think Luka's a better basketball player than.
Wait, okay, I have to ask you guys this because I've never gauged where you're at on this conversation. So I want to ask.
It's the evil smile.
Huh? Okay, so
it's the evil smile you got on.
Yeah, because I always get such different answers than I've heard. It's honestly, it can like people just have different definitions for what a superstar is. And so I was gonna ask KB. I'll start with you. Who are your superstars in the league right now? If you can name them all, if there's only a handful, tell me who you got. And chat, you drop yours too.
Okay, so I'll do Jokic, Giannis, Steph, Luka, LeBron, KD. I think Kawhi is one as well. I think Tatum has become that now, especially with like how he's being pushed. Because it matters about like narrative too, not only just play. I think
Steve Rosa a superstar because his narrative was bigger than anybody's.
Not no more.
But he was.
He was. I like for a brief moment he was.
Okay.
I think I think AD is one. I think majority of the guys on the top 10 are just superstars in the league, and then you have like guys like who are like the Dames, who some people think he's a superstar, some people think he isn't. I don't really think Dame is really a crazy superstar like that. And then like there's also like the Devin Bookers, like the rising superstars like Shea, and then you have like the guys who are like can be a superstar but like still have to prove a little bit more, like Donovan Mitchell. So like I think 10 is like the top 10 is like guys who are superstar players, and I think the guys just outside of it are like either a rising like a Shea, or like Devin Booker, who is either like a flip-flop, or like Damian Lillard, who's like you either consider him a superstar or you don't. I don't really consider them superstars per se, but yeah, I think it's about like 10 maybe.
Okay, so you think there's no difference between like maybe a Kawhi who's probably at the bottom of like the top 10 versus like Steph who's probably third to second on the top 10. You think that they're both
in terms of being
equivalent?
A superstar?
Yeah. I just want to know like what makes somebody like Devin Booker or Kawhi the same Because
I think
superstar isn't
I
just
think
like
Kawhi's like a definitive superstar though, because like he's led playoff teams, he's had like those moments, elite postseason player, and when healthy, you can argue is a top 5 player. I think when he is healthy, he is a top 5 player in my opinion. So he is definitely that caliber of player where he's definitely in that
I'm
upper
talking
echelon
about
of
right
like
now because he
superstars.
hasn't played the last 2 seasons. So I'm saying right
Mhm.
now, is he considered a superstar?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because he's still
Okay.
playing at that level. Even when he's there, he's still playing at that level. And he's shown it. Even last season, the postseason, he was playing at that level. So
So you don't
he's
think
still definitely
availability and health play into your ability, or are we talking about 2019 Kawhi was a superstar? Is
nah,
he
but
right
like
now?
yeah. I feel you on the availability part for
Yeah.
sure. But I feel like he's proven so much, especially in the postseason. And even with the little that we've seen, that he just up there with those guys, especially when he's healthy. So like
Okay.
I can't knock him for like not being a superstar because he's not there. Because if I have to do that, I have to do it for like someone like AD. You know what I mean? So
And you think AD is a superstar? He's on the same tier as Steph, Luka,
I don't think
Jokic.
when I say the
Steph
10,
Jokic.
there's obviously different tiers of superstars, just those guys.
But then
like,
they're just stars, aren't they? They're stars in the league.
nah, I wouldn't. I feel like stars is an understatement for someone like AD. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I asked your opinion.
Because
Gifted.
AD, when also healthy, is one of them ones, especially in the offseason too. So
What has he been for a consistent level though? Like on a consistent.
defensively, yeah,
What's his
he has.
longevity as a superstar?
I'd say like since 15. Is that fair? Since 14, 15?
It's your opinion.
I'm thinking because yeah, I see like 14, 15 is when like he was entering, and then I'd say around like 18 is when he like set foot as like one of those guys in the league. Like 16, like 17, 18 is when like he became like one of those guys in the league for sure. Because
Okay.
when he was like before all these injuries and everything, like he was like top 5 and he was in there. He was in those talks. He was in the honest talks for
Yeah.
like, two as well. So,
I
like,
remember that.
yeah, so he's still one of those guys as well. When like healthy, he's still extremely well. He just had like 30 and 13 a couple nights ago against the Suns as well. So he's shown the ability to be a superstar caliber player, and he's done it before on a multiple occasions. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm not questioning his superstardom at all.
Okay, Gifted. What about you?
Yeah, I think there's a very limited pool of superstars, probably like 4 or 5. Off the top of my head, I would go Giannis, I would go Steph, I would go Jokic, I would go Luka, and I would probably end it with Kawhi. I think those are the only superstars remaining. I don't think
You say
Kevin
LeBron?
Durant. No, I did not. No, Mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
He's not a
I don't
superstar.
think
oh,
LeBron is a superstar. I think he's able to raise his level of play. I question it because last year during the playoffs he didn't have a great run. I think the injuries have kind of hurt him from constantly having to perform at that level. I also think having Anthony Davis on the team makes it to where LeBron James' output doesn't have to be like that. But he absolutely has been a superstar. I think guys who can peak at that level right now would be the guys that I've named. I'm a bit iffier on Kawhi because of the games played argument, which is a fair argument to make. I just feel like when he's asked to perform against elite competition, he's able to do that when he's been out there on the floor. And in my opinion, it's at a higher level than LeBron. So I would go with those guys as my superstar guys left.
did you
I
say
don't.
Embiid?
No, he's not a superstar to me.
Let
No,
me
that's
ask, did
crazy.
he lose
No.
that superstardom to you last season? Was he on that tier and then lost it, or has he just never been there for you?
Joel Embiid for me has never been a superstar player. No,
Okay.
I don't think he is.
That can't be true, bro.
Why?
It is.
3 MVP
Sadly.
caliber regular seasons
I
along
I
with
don't.
an MVP.
That's
Wait.
fine.
Like I understand if you're
Who had
questioning
3 MVP caliber season?
Embiid.
He had 1. What do you? Oh, you mean like where he
MVP
was in the
caliber,
discussion, but he didn't win.
Yeah, but he still had MVP caliber seasons because he was MVP caliber player. Was he not?
Does caliber, is that going to stick in our kids' minds in 20 years? Are they going to say
it will stick in my
MVP
kids' minds because that's how
caliber?
they're gonna think about.
Wait, so
No,
like,
they're
are
gonna
you saying
remember
that if
MVP.
you play at an MVP caliber play that makes you a superstar?
Not for a single year, but for multiple. That's what kind of helps as well.
I don't think
one of
that's
the
enough.
places- What else
I
makes you
see.
a superstar?
I think it
Wait,
makes
stop.
sense. Your
What
argument.
else makes you a superstar?
Okay,
Other
so
than
playing,
the narrative part, cool. I think Embiid
it's
has
not.
that.
No.
I don't agree with that.
I don't.
Said.
I don't
I think
care.
I think
That's
the
something
narrative
that
part plays a factor.
Low
I don't
care at all about
rely upon
narrative.
narrative for
I don't
me.
care at all about narrative. No. I
Okay,
don't
so
care
if
at
you
all
don't care
about
about
narrative.
narrative, how is he not
No.
a superstar then?
Yeah,
I
let's define it.
care. Okay, I care about your play, right? Overall, I look
Okay.
at your basketball ability, and how that's impacted by the defenses that you play in the playoffs and how consistently you're able to rise, if not meet your regular level of productivity against those types of defenses. I don't think Joel Embiid has done that at the highest level. You can say a lot of it is tied towards him being hurt, but I still cannot name you a signature standout series for Joel Embiid that stacks up to a Giannis, to a Steph, to a Kawhi, or to a Luka Doncic in the playoffs. I don't think that compares at all. If you want to say it does, then by all means go ahead.
That's
but
fine.
I don't
But
believe
then
Let's
you would
so.
answer,
also have to.
Cap
Sorry, go
Status
ahead.
just sent us a super chat. So here we can use this as a little guide and answer this as on what you were saying, KB.
Do you think a superstar is just your game, or is it marketability, game, and if you're well known? I'll say this. I don't think that's a crazy definition at all. If you extend it to the player's marketability, I think that is a fair argument. For me, my definition of what one is probably isn't the most popular one. I think in terms of marketability, I think you can say that for a different amount of players. I think Dame is probably more marketable than Jokic, but I think Jokic is a superstar. Dame isn't. I solely focus on your play on the court versus the best of the best and how I think your skills translate to other players.
But
I
if you
think
look at
what?
okay, sorry, finish. No,
Yeah.
finish your point. Finish your point.
I think Joel Embiid is a phenomenal player. I just don't believe he's a superstar. I have a very limited pool of those guys who I think are those.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
agree.
my counter to this argument is one, he just completely took out regular season play, which I understand, like postseason matters, but when people do this thing where postseason is like the only thing that matters, that's when it starts to annoy me. Because it's like, bro, it's an 82 game season. It has to count
said
for
that.
something. Let me finish.
Okay,
It's basically what you were alluding in your argument as well. And then on top of
That's
that,
fine.
you could question Embiid's health. I mean, his playoff performances, which is fine. Like, even last year against the Celtics, he's shown you, even when he's not fully healthy, defensively, he still had a major impact. And you can't deny that. You know that for a fact. We
But
watched
how
the
many
series
other
together.
players did that exact same thing, but then fell
Wait,
short?
I'm also gonna bring that up as well.
Okay.
When guys like Giannis are underperforming against teams like the Celtics, the Miami Heat, and other teams as well, does he get questioned? No, he doesn't
Well,
get
he's won a
questioned.
chip, so that's where
Exactly.
some come into play.
Wait.
He doesn't get questioned as much
Say that
as
part
a
about
guy
Giannis
like
again.
when Giannis is going up against teams like Miami. Like, we were questioning him. I know we
Yeah.
were. But majority of people, were they questioning him? No, you know that's not true. Because he's
Yeah.
still
And that's the
being put-
majority of
Favorite
people. I'm not
for sure.
right,
Yeah.
but I'm not
If
talking
you're
about
talking
the
about,
majority
yeah,
of people.
I'm talking about you right now though.
Okay.
From your
Yeah.
standpoint, you would also
Uh-huh.
have to, because you're talking about postseason, you would also have to question Giannis as well. Because he was having back-to-back from 22 and this season, and even some stints in other series as well, where he didn't look to be a par where you wanted him to be, especially from an offensive standpoint.
So
I can't
Giannis
say-
versus the Boston Celtics when they were undermanned and he still performed despite
He's
shooting
still
lower from the field.
underperformed.
No.
He's underperformed.
No. I'm asking you a simple question, right? Because to me, I will look at it differently if Giannis had Chris Middleton with him in that series and underperformed drastically. I'm directly comparing now, right? Giannis to Joel Embiid, because you're saying I should put Giannis in the same light in terms of questioning as a Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has not sniffed close to a performance like Giannis at his highs over these last 3 seasons in the playoffs. It's not close.
Okay.
Are you right? So to me, the stars that I'm talking about, their peaks in the playoffs in terms of their value and how they've been on the floor, those guys have peaked at a higher level than Joel Embiid in the playoffs. Would you disagree with that, or would you?
No, I don't
agree
disagree with that. I agree with that. But at the same time,
Okay.
you could also argue Embiid has been peaking higher than some of those guys in that same list in the regular season as well.
Uh-huh.
You could also
Yeah.
argue that very much so.
That absolutely
And at the
matters
same
too.
and on
Yeah.
and on top of that,
Yeah.
when someone is having and putting up MVP caliber seasons multiple years in a row and has bringing his team to the playoffs multiple years in a row, mind you, it's not deep postseason playoff runs, but at the same time, you have to account for, like what you said with the Middleton tax. You have to account for, I think, Harden not being 100% when he was playing and him also being hurt in 2022 and him also being hurt again along with Harden not being 100% healthy. A lot of these years where he's going into these
Wait a minute, are you saying Harden with
this-
Joel Embiid?
Yeah, Harden with Joel Embiid, like his
When
counterpart
was Harden
and him
not
was
like what?
against Miami in
Oh, you mean the season before?
the season where the Warriors
Where-
won the chip, where he initially
Oh,
got
you mean when they
traded.
traded for Harden mid?
Yes, initially. He was
Okay.
still like you could tell he was not 100% healthy, gifted.
Well, I think he just wasn't in shape.
If you sit
right?
here and try to tell me that he was healthy,
No. My bigger point
healthy.
to UKB would be that tax for Joel Embiid is fair. And I think that for Joel Embiid specifically, when he's been in the playoffs, independent of who's been healthy alongside him, he himself has not been healthy to be able to evaluate and elevate him because of that. I'm not shitting on him, right? What I'm specifically saying is because he cannot get out of the first round healthy enough and he's missing games in the playoffs after that, on top of when he's on the court, he plays and then he underperforms. It's harder for me to say, you know what, Joel Embiid, he underperformed. That's flat out on him without people telling me it's because he's hurt, right? So because I cannot come to a swift decision on that, I don't feel comfortable calling him a superstar when I have not seen him elevate his level of play
I just see
to a high level.
This is my problem, right? Because I've seen a lot of this is the problem I have with Giannis as well too, where he will rise in the postseason, which is fine. He has moments, especially in 21, where he was rising crazy and whatnot, right? Fine, cool. And they would praise him and everything like that. But there's someone like Embiid who's been dealing with extreme amounts of injuries, which we all know is true. B, in the regular season, when he is healthy, he has shown to be putting up production similar to that of a lot of the players that you're naming right now, especially from an offensive standpoint. And also, D, the coaching and situational play with him and Doc Rivers has been nothing but ass, and you know that.
I agree.
You watch series where he's not being utilized properly. They just flash him middle, let him do what he wants, not running the actual sets, and there's no fluidity in the offense. And this affects someone's a lot, especially when you're injured on top of that as well. You're not even being used to your max capability. And then with someone like a Giannis, who's not being used to his max capability, which I understood as well, people were immediately bringing up Frank Vogel, the secondaries weren't there, things of that nature. And I'm like, okay, fine, that's cool.
Giannis?
Frank Vogel, sorry. Yeah, not Frank Vogel.
Okay, but these are conversations. The thing is, like, KB, I hear you, and they're actually great arguments. Same with you, Gifted. But the thing is, like, we are now allowing all this outside noise into this conversation when we can have this same talk about coaching and issues and injuries. It's a game. It's survival of the fittest. Like, you get bad luck. Look at Dame. He suffered his whole career in a small market in Portland where coaching was bad. They never got him what he needed. And that is, in fact, a mark against him. Unfortunately, that's life. Like, it's reality. And so with Joel Embiid in Philly, it has been a series of unfortunate events for sure over in Philly. But when it comes to his individual play and his highest moments, you've seen other players like LeBron. We've seen LeBron rise when things were not going well. And he has that he had and still shows signs of it. He's getting older, of superstar quality play. Like, LeBron is a superstar. KD was a superstar. There's certain tiers, I think, and I don't think Joel Embiid has been able. He's gotten so close. He's right there. He was at this cusp, but he has to take a leap. And unfortunately, he hasn't been able to do that, has he? Do you call anyone a superstar who hasn't won?
Who hasn't what?
Won, I guess. Joel
Like won a
hasn't won.
championship?
No. Do you think fans in Philly like think Joel Embiid is a superstar? Because I don't think
they probably do.
The people that watch him day in and out, no. The people that I know do not think that. Like,
people I know think he's like top 3. I don't know. Like,
right now, right? Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
In the league.
Yes. People are insane with their takes because their stance of teams. Like I was saying.
Well, yeah.
I think just that I understand the postseason talks. I just think when I want to see him where he's at least majority healthy and he has if he has another bad postseason, then I can come back and reanalyze like this conversation about Embiid's superstardom. But I just want
to say to you real quick, have shown, I had that same logic, KB, right? I had that same exact logic last postseason.
Yes.
But he wasn't healthy last postseason.
No, but KB, listen to what I'm saying. I had the same logic in terms of reevaluating him and not fully taxing him for his play, because most of the times when I'm watching Joel Embiid, the context is he's hurt. So how do I fully evaluate you not showing up in the second half of games versus the Hawks? How do I evaluate these certain predicaments when I know you're going into series hurt? So that's why I said, okay, Harden is fully back. You guys had a great regular season. Let's see how the playoffs go. And then versus the Nets, which beforehand, he was not playing at a superstar level healthy versus the Nets until he went down. Then he goes down, he comes back, and I said, well, great. Now I have to again tell myself Joel Embiid is not playing at his potential because he's hurt again. It's too much for me. Even with Kawhi, who missed an entire season of basketball, I can point to when, he's playing at a superstar level. He's playing at that high level. I've never seen Joel Embiid peak at that level in his career, period, let alone the last 3 years in the playoffs. I haven't seen that. So for me, that's not enough. I don't think it's enough.
I think against Atlanta in 21, he was fine. I think he got
Atlanta was a superstar performance to you?
Fine isn't a superstar.
It was cool. I never said anything crazy.
No,
but I think that was been one of his better ones. But that's what I'm saying. That goes back to my point. It's like a lot of these series that he's been playing, we haven't got a good sample of a healthy Embiid in the postseason.
And that's why he's not a superstar.
No, that's my point. That's also my point. Where it's you value that and you're heavily valuing just the postseason play. When I'm saying the regular season also matters, especially when he's putting up back to back.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter though.
Gifted weight. When he's putting up back to back MVP caliber seasons and showing you when he's leading offenses that are very elite, being one of the better bigs in the NBA, showing you in regular season play, because we all seen games where it's playoff like, we're in a healthy setting where he's able to actually go up against some of these bigs and actually outperform them. We seen it last year against Jokic in Philly where he was absolutely frying. So I'm not going to sit here and try to knock a guy because of his postseason play. I understand postseason matters at the end of the day. But there's a lot of these superstars that you're naming as well have also down moments in the postseason, and we were also questioning them too. Do you question Giannis's? No, we don't question it because he got it done. That's fine.
Okay.
We don't.
You gotta stop saying.
I'm not going to sit here and act like as if people question Giannis as a player and how high he ranks. No one questions Giannis' superstardom. That's just not true. You're not going to sit here and tell me who questions Giannis' superstardom. Who? You can't tell me. Everyone agrees wholeheartedly that he's a superstar. We just don't know where he ranks amongst his peers.
But why do you? So when you see the difference, why do you think people do, without question, consider Giannis one and Embiid not? And it's not just the ring.
Because like you guys said, postseason play, and I understand that it matters. But if someone has been consistently unhealthy when it comes to the postseason play, and you look like two different people, and you can clearly see what these injuries are, but in the regular season when they are healthy, they continuously show you that when I'm healthy, I'm one of these guys. And I put up, and not just regular MVP caliber seasons, and I've also won a league MVP as well. I'm not going to sit here and act like as if you're not one of these superstars in our league. That just can't be the case.
So then,
that just can't be the case.
Right, that's fine. It is the case for me. He's not a superstar. I think for me specifically, another player that I'll give you an example of, right? Luka Doncic, right? When he was playing at a super high level, I said, that's great. I wonder how this translates against higher teams. I acknowledge the lack of a strong coaching staff that he had, and also how bad the roster was collectively, how he didn't really have a true lob threat. And versus the Clippers, not once but twice, he played at a superstar level. He was right on par with Kawhi, if not better than him in that series. He did that back-to-back years. And then for another year versus the Suns, they made it to the conference finals when the Suns, that entire regular season, looked like the best team in the league. I didn't think so, but they looked like it or whatever. And he played at that level and got to the conference finals. When I'm evaluating it, it's not just about like how far you go. It's about your performance against competition. I fail to see where Joel Embiid has any playoff runs that peak like a Luka, that peak like a Kawhi, that peak like a Giannis, or that peak like a Steph. It's not there. And I'm, again, not saying that that's entirely his fault, because I understand the situation that he's been in. I understand that he hasn't been healthy, but he hasn't been healthy for pretty much every postseason run. He literally has gotten hurt every first round of every run that he's been a part of. So I think for me, it's not fair to say, okay, well, I see what he does in the regular season, so that's not enough for me. You have to do it in both factors. If he literally had like two series where, okay, he played like a superstar, like I really felt that level of impact that compares to the other people who I believe is a superstar in the playoffs, I would put him there. But he hasn't done that for me. He's had playoff series. He's had good playoff series. He hasn't had a superstar playoff series.
So why is someone like Kawhi not being questioned either?
Okay, because Kawhi Leonard in 2021 played like a superstar.
I'm talking about now. Why is he not?
I base it off of a last 3-year peak.
So last year he played a couple of games, got hurt. The year prior, I don't even think he was in the postseason.
21, 22, 23. 21, 22, 23.
2021, what did he do in 2021? He got hurt again in the second round, did he not?
That was during the second round of the playoffs.
Wait. But he got hurt again during the round.
Okay,
did he not?
I'm sorry, KB. I'm not sure if you're listening, Kawhi
I'm listening
Leonard
to you,
ha-
but at
no,
the
no, no,
same
no,
time,
no,
those
no,
same
no, no, no,
injuries
no,
that are
no.
Hold
happening
on,
the
Okay,
first
KB.
okay.
round.
We
KB,
listen to
calm
you.
down. Let
You
me
gotta
talk.
listen
Calm
now.
down. Let me
What?
talk. Kawhi Leonard had a playoff series where he played like a superstar in 21. Is that true or is that false?
Yeah, for sure. He did.
Okay, so then what are you talking about?
You're
I'm
talking.
confused. What
You
you're
keep
saying now?
bringing up the availability factor, but Kawhi has been unavailable
Yes,
in a lot of these
if
postseasons as well.
the availability is robbing you of a chance to show that you could perform like a superstar against another team. Kawhi, even though he has had injury concerns, and again, if you want to say that that's too much to have him in these talks, that's fine. But I have seen Kawhi still perform like a superstar in a playoff series in 21. I would bring up last year, but he only played 2 games. Maybe that's not fair, but shoot, even in those 2 games, he played once again like a superstar. I think that's enough to validate Kawhi Leonard being that for me. I keep it rolling off of a 3-year peak. I think it's unfair to say, well, because Kawhi Leonard missed the entire season, he's not, when I've seen him perform like one. I think that sample size is still there for Kawhi to say that. And B, for whatever reason, you can chalk it up to health, and I think that's perfectly valid. But he has not performed like these guys. Is that true or is that false? Am I making
Okay,
that?
Nah, that's
last
fair.
little segment, KB. You got the floor.
That's fair. But when I bring up series like when he's almost healthy or like somewhat healthy, and he gets a chance to even play against with this, I'm not gonna lie. Even health is not a concern for me. I feel like it's a shitty ass system that he's playing with Doc. When he's going up against Atlanta and he's putting up like 30 and 10 on like 46 and 89, 47 and 89 splits. And even if I filter some of these games where it's like really, really bad for him, he's shooting like plus 50 from the field, relatively efficient, and he was really good that series defensively as well. When I bring up those series, you guys don't count it. You're like, is that really a superstar play? It kind of is, because majority of those guys are putting up similar production as well, especially in the postseason. So it's not really crazy to say. So he has a series at least where he's looked somewhat like himself as well. So I'm not saying it's to the level of a Kawhi Leonard, but if you're bringing up how availability matters in the postseason a lot, then these past 3 years, Kawhi hasn't been as readily available as someone like a Kawhi, as someone like an Embiid as well. I don't question both of their superstardom because I think when they both are actually healthy, that they can perform in the postseason. And I think the regular season has the ability to show you that because Embiid continuously has shown you in 3 straight seasons that he's a caliber player to where he can perform at that level, even against some of these better teams in a regular season setting when healthy. So I'm not going to sit here and just completely ignore that and just focus on and hyper focus on the postseason. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
I just can't do that.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. And honestly, that's why I asked this question, because it always gets crazy. People always disagree. And for me, like, I view the superstar as not a participation award. So people like to hand out these little, like, oh, he's a superstar, he's a superstar, he's a superstar. But I think there's 4 people in the league that are superstars. And then everybody else is a star at the highest level. So yeah, but everybody, and you know what, KB, like, we're gonna see. I think for me, Gifted, you said last season was kind of your moment. You're like, I'm out on that. He's still one of the best players. He was the MVP, for crying out loud. Some
Yeah.
people disagreed. It doesn't matter. That's what's going to be in the books. But KB, for you, it's looking like, all right, I'm giving him another season to see if he can stay healthy, to see if there's this new system with Nick Nurse is going to help out. And I absolutely think that's valuable and viable as well. And so we'll just have to see. And honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know what his contract looks like, but if the same thing happens around in the first or second round, what do you guys think? Like, does Joel move on
To the Warriors? Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
See, listen.
We'll make
This-
him a
wait,
superstar.
wait. This is why I can't take KB serious.
For
You
sure.
calling him a superstar because you're trying to get him on the Warriors. I respect it. I
No,
respect
I
the
actually
hustle.
think he's a superstar in general. I just think
Yeah,
he's a superstar in general. No cap.
I don't think
but
that's a bad take. Like, I don't.
It's
We're
not.
arguing on
It's not a
something
bad
that
take.
most people would disagree on. Like, people.
Wait,
are
so
very,
time out. How is Tatum not a superstar yet to you?
Tatum is not a
Tatum hasn't
superstar.
played at that caliber of a play for me outside
Tatum
of
chokes
one
when the
potential
moments are
series.
highest.
So this postseason,
Tatum's
what did
not
you
a
think
superstar.
was? What do you think this was for Tatum?
I thought he had good performances, but he was very up and down in the playoffs
Yeah,
still.
he's inconsistent.
He didn't play at a
That's
superstar level.
crazy.
Okay, wait. I'll make it super simple. So are you telling me Tatum at any point this postseason played like Steph in a playoff series? In the playoffs?
Now,
No.
there's,
Okay.
yeah.
All I need is yes or no's.
I
Okay,
said no.
that's one. Do
But
you
people are
think
going to
he
say
ever?
that 50 points are going to be that, even though.
Fine.
Well, technically, yeah, but yeah.
I said
no.
for a series, not a game.
Okay.
2.
No.
Did you think Luka Doncic has he played at a higher level or a similar level to Luka Doncic in the playoff series?
Well, technically, last season he played higher because Luka wasn't there. So,
bro, stop, bro.
Over on
You know what the
average,
question
maybe.
is.
You're-
Stop trolling
no.
me. No. Okay, now, do you think Tatum played at a similar level to Giannis in the playoffs at a peak? Like Giannis playing like the best that he's
But
played.
Giannis's peak postseason was like 3 years ago, man. I don't.
Bro, KB,
Are we
21.
serious?
21 is not far.
That's not.
21 in the
You're,
three.
so we're
2023 is
using
2
every.
years
Are
ago.
we just gonna keep the barometers everyone's best postseason playoff run?
Bro, I'm asking you a simple question.
I'm
been
asking
the
you a
same
question because you keep.
Oh my
you
god,
keep,
bro! It's
we're
crazy
going
how
back.
you literally will go through all these lengths to not answer a simple question.
I answered
guys.
literally all your questions saying
would
yes
love
or
you to
no.
answer this question. Yes.
Hold on.
Why do we
no
keep going
for
back to
Giannis?
Giannis 21?
Bro, you're not saying yes or no for Giannis, and you know exactly what I meant. You know exactly what this
Because you
conversation
know
is.
who Giannis
Answer the
is.
question.
That's why.
Just
you
answer,
know who
bro,
Giannis is.
KB, can you just answer the question though? Can you just answer
Bro,
the question?
I feel like that question is
Is
invalid.
it a yes or no?
I feel like that
Oh
question
my
is invalid.
god! I
Okay,
feel
we're
like
gonna
that
move
question
on.
is
We're gonna move
invalid.
on.
Okay,
I feel like his
okay.
question
more
because he
superstars.
outperformed.
Alright.
Because Tatum, you could clearly see that Tatum outperformed Giannis at 22. Did he not? I feel like he outperformed him in 23 as well. So
Did
using
Tatum
Giannis
do
is
that,
literally
or his team do
using
that?
Giannis's championship run, where this nigga goes up against I don't know who the Chicago Bulls, the Nets, and the Hawks.
We're gonna call the super team Nets like they weren't nothing. They swept them when they were like favored to win the East.
Wait.
Season, so we're not gonna say that.
The
We don't give a fuck about that final
KD
performance either.
and
KD,
Jeff
Harden,
Green,
Kyrie, super
they
team.
weren't there. They weren't there. I don't
That's
understand.
2022.
That's 21. I'm talking about Giannis.
Okay.
They weren't there.
So my problem with you, my problem with you taking away from Giannis based on those teams, I just have a simple question. So when they went down 0-2 in the finals after Giannis came off of a injury and played like a superstar in every single game of the finals.
I didn't bring up the Suns.
No, yes. You love to not bring up the Suns.
Yeah, because I know he played well. That's why. I'm talking about leading up to the finals.
So now, can you answer my question?
But this is my problem. You're using
20 more seconds, and then we're gonna move on.
This is my problem.
In circles. We running.
No. Because I'm not questioning
Yeah,
Giannis as a superstar. Your comparisons are that of some of the best playoff runs that we've seen of like the last decade.
That's
literally.
who the superstars
This
are.
is what
That's who they are.
We're talking about 22 Steph, like majority of the finals sake, where he was literally on pace to like, be doing what like MJ does usually in the finals. 21 Giannis, who legit was making mid-range jump shots. We all know that's not in Giannis's bag. And 23 Jokic, who was in the regular season already 70 true shooting, goes to the postseason and leads an offensive rating of a 120. One of the highest offensive rating teams of the history of the postseason. One of the best playoff performing offensive teams that we've seen in the past 10 years. And you're going to use that barometer for someone like a Tatum, who in 22 outperformed to someone like Giannis, and in 23 was battling.
Did he play like a superstar or not in 23, bro? Just say yes or no.
In 23,
no, he did not. No, he didn't, and it's okay. He played well, but you're not gonna tell me he wasn't up and down in a lot of those series.
It was up and down for sure.
To the Heat.
But there's up and downs for sure.
So that's
Giannis was consistently the best player on the team. Tatum was not. All right, we're moving on.
What?
Your
Wait,
star.
okay, that's just not true.
Tatum still what? No,
that's just not true.
Your
That's just not true. That's just not true. That's just not true.
We got to move on though. We do got to move on. We got to move on.
Okay, top 5 rookies by the end of the year.
Big shout out to you real quick for the $50 super chat. My bad. You can go ahead, Haley. You can go ahead.
50
No, appreciate that. Thank you for shouting. I know, big time. Yeah. Appreciate you. And he's been active in the chat, so thank you so much. Top 5 rookies by end of year predictions. Top 3 players by end of playoffs predictions. Lord have mercy, Queen Haley. Also gifted honest opinion on Dereck Lively's peak potential. I heard his shooting has been one of the best in practice. Okay, so let's start off with top 5 rookies by end of year predictions.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay. Top 5 rookies is interesting. I actually haven't given this much thought, but off the rip, I'm going Wemby. I think that's pretty easy. Yeah. Chet is probably going to be number 2. I think Chet's been spectacular.
Wait, this is dumb. Is Chet technically a rookie?
Yeah, he is.
Yes. I get why.
Because he never played in a moment in the NBA, so they just push it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I get your point because it's like technically it's not like his first year being introduced to the league, but he hasn't played, so we're going to count it, so that's fine. So,
that was the Ben Simmons. That was the Ben Simmons.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I would still lean Scoot is probably going to finish as a top 5 rookie. I'm not going to lie to you. Asura Thompson has been spectacular. His offense might not be the best right now, but his defense, the rebounding, he's been great so far. So I think he will also finish in the top 5.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of the other 2. Who do I like here? Grady Dick is here. Who else am I thinking of right now?
I don't even who's. Oh, what about Brandon Miller? How's he been?
Brandon Miller's actually been pretty solid. I'll put him in there too. I'll put him in there. Yeah.
Okay.
He's been solid. He played pretty well versus Detroit.
Okay. Sick.
I can't think of a 5th right now, KB.
KB, anybody come to your mind?
Victor, Chet, Scoot for sure. Damn, one of the Thompson twins. One of them. I think I'm
Victor, Chet, Scoot. Victor.
Have you guys watched Scoot though? He's been rough.
It's been a little rough to start. Yeah.
But I think I think you're right. I think
he'll finish the season relatively well. So Victor, Chet, Scoot, Amen. Damn. Who's gonna be that 5th best rookie?
Yeah, that's the question.
I'm gonna go up on a limb.
Okay.
Bilal Coulibaly, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Bilal!
I forgot about.
You know what I'm saying? I forgot about a limb. Shout out my nigga Bilal.
Has he gotten any minutes yet?
Yeah, he's been defensively. He's been all over the place. He's been amazing.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, bro. Shout out my nigga Bilal Coulibaly. You know, top 5 rookie by the end of the season for sure. For me, that's my list.
Okay, and then next question: top 3 players by the end of playoffs predictions. Top 3 players by end of playoffs. KB, you start with this one.
Jokic for sure is gonna be one.
Yeah,
that's just a given. Damn. Yep. Steph 2. Fuck it. I'm not gonna lie. Steph 2. Steph 2. 3. I think Giannis, like now that he has Dame in a postseason setting, he's gonna look a lot better, especially from just an offensive standpoint. I'll think defensively he might get back to where he needed to be from what they needed last year. So it could be a Giannis. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else? KD could also have one of those seasons again where it's like he enters the postseason, he's on a crazy amount of timing. I'ma say, no. I'ma say Luka. Yeah. I'ma go Jokic. I'ma go with my top 3.
Okay, Steph, Luka. There you go.
I'm gonna go with my top 3.
Okay. Gifted?
Yeah, I had the same top 3. I don't think it's really gonna change. I think the argument for Luka to edge out Giannis would have to be Luka maintaining this level of play on top of elevating from a liability on defense to at least like a slight negative, if not positive. So far, his defense has actually been solid to start the year. Yeah. I'm just not sure how much success the Mavericks are going to have because of their roster construction. And it's harder because Giannis has Dame. So like they're also in the Eastern Conference. So his team is just better than the Mavericks. Yeah. But I think Luka would have an argument. I think I would still put Giannis 3 though. So like I would go Jokic, Steph, and then Giannis.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Giannis can have a bounce back postseason as well too. But
yeah.
We'll I think they have to. I think they have to.
If he doesn't, we'll have this discussion
conversations.
Again.
Yeah.
We'll have this discussion again. # talk soon. Don't worry.
The worst thing that I could see happening with Luka though is like you said, like they're a 8th, 9th seed where he's putting up, 33, 7, and I don't know, like just putting up insane numbers.
Yeah, I feel you. At some point, if he continues to put up crazy numbers and they don't do anything,
he's
gonna be # free Luka for the next little time.
I think we're gonna
want to see these hashtags, bro.
Okay, and then the last question was gifted your talk on Dereck Lively, what you think about him so far.
Yeah, honestly, Lively has been impressive because I wasn't sure about how I felt about the Mavericks roster. I'm still relatively unsure, but undoubtedly Lively has just been great. And it goes to show that if you literally give Luka someone who can jump 2 inches off the floor, how impactful the team can be. Because for years he's had Dwight Powell, who's not that, athletic. Lively is the complete opposite of that. And shockingly, on the defensive end, Lively actually hasn't been terrible. He's been solid. And you normally don't see that for rookie players who are just coming in the league. Obviously, we have a very small sample size, so it really has to be shown all the way throughout the season. But Lively is definitely the biggest surprise and also the biggest X factor in how good the Mavericks can be. Because I kept saying the interior defense for the Mavericks is something that I'm questioning. To be fair, the Mavs have not played a team that genuinely moves me, being that they played the Spurs and also the Nets, but you still have to win your game. So I still give them a huge amount of credit. But the question is going to really show itself when they start playing more Western Conference teams who have firepower to compete with them and can really expose their defense. But Lively's been solid, and I think he will be solid for the year. Initially, I was unsure if Jason Kidd was even going to play him or not, but the fact that he was actually playing means something. So I do think Lively can finish out a pretty strong season for the Mavericks, if that answers your question.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, last super chat for now, and then we will go into a little breakdown of tonight's game. Gifted, this is for you. So sorry, we're going back into this. Wouldn't that make Jimmy Butler, Tatum, and Murray a superstar by your logic, Gifted?
So Jamal Murray being okay, so here's what I don't understand. For whatever reason, people just think I don't care about the regular season. I don't understand that. You being good in the regular season absolutely matters, but in terms of edging you in the conversation of superstar, you also have to have the playoff level of success, right? For the guys that you mentioned, I think Tatum has had very strong regular season campaigns. I think that Jamal Murray hasn't really had that type of success just yet during the regular season. Part of it was obviously he was injured, but also I just don't think his level of play is on the level as the guys in the superstar tier. Jimmy Butler is actually a underrated regular season performer, but he clearly doesn't take it as seriously as the postseason. And still, I don't believe he would be on that same tier. And I think Jimmy Butler and Tatum are very comparable players. I don't really get this notion that Tatum just clears him or he's much better when they've matched up versus each other multiple times, and Jimmy Butler has been a very good player. He's had very strong playoff runs as well, and last year he had a dominant playoff run in the first round, got hurt, and his level of play regressed since that point, in my opinion. But I think all these guys you named are not superstars. They don't fit that criteria based off regular season and based off playoffs. Jamal Murray has been spazzing out in the playoffs, absolutely. But I think a lot of that is based on his own skill, being able to benefit in the pick and roll with Jokic, who is a superstar, and he hasn't really played at that consistent level throughout an entire regular season. So I can't really say that he's there as well, if that answers your question. Again, great players, but I don't hold those guys as superstar guys on the tier of a Giannis, a Luka, a Steph, or a Kawhi. I just don't see
why
it.
is Kawhi?
Nope, we're not doing this. We already talked about it.
Because
Okay.
Kawhi had a season.
The logic
okay,
is not logic.
You act like you don't watch basketball, and I'm very confused.
I just don't.
Because you know what
Jimmy,
Kawhi
I'm not
did
gonna lie.
in
Jimmy Butler is a perfect example because last season he had an actual really good regular season.
He did,
and he rose in the postseason as well. And he rose multiple times, and he also had deep postseason playoff runs. Also led a team to a finals while still performing at a high level. So why is he not in that upper echelon?
Because he didn't have a regular season compared to 2021 Kawhi when Kawhi was healthy.
That's my problem. But
okay,
we'll stop.
That's a you problem. That's fine.
No. That's your logical problem.
Agree to disagree on this, but we can always circle back later. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys so much for your questions. Great stuff. Just send any more. If you want us to hit on a certain team or break down anything specifically, just send us a super chat. We'll get to that by the end of the show. But tonight we have game 3 of the season. We're playing the Rockets, which is going to be...
I'm hyped
too. It's going to be a good one. So, KB, you start. What are your thoughts on tonight's game? You're muted.
Okay. I thought my mic was unmuted. I don't want to. Last time I said we win the home opener, we lost. Damn. We got to win tonight, though. We have to. I think I want to. This is going to be my first night watching, Amen live. I got to, rewatch some games, but it's been, I can't wait to watch him live. Steph against, some of the younger guys in Houston. We already know, the team's history against the Rockets. Well, not this Rockets team, but just the Rockets in general. I think CP3 coming here is going to be pretty interesting to watch as well. Be pretty funny. I think Klay usually is going to want to get off. I think Steph might get off as well. And I'm just interested to see how, the defense of the Houston Rockets is going to be against the Warriors' potent offense currently. And a guy like Dylan Brooks, who always, loves to chatter, and the fact that Draymond's going to be back tonight as well. There's going to be a lot of talking on the court tonight. It's going to be really, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be an exciting game. I think, the first 2 quarters are going to be, hella trash talk. Fred VanVleet throwing up some BS that's going to miss. Him shooting, 45% true shooting. Dylan Brooks, Draymond gets in his head, he starts clanking threes, and then we go on our run, and I think we'll comfortably win this game. But I think we'll have uncomfortable moments for sure. But my prediction is a Warriors win. I think Klay is gonna have 33 points tonight. Solid shooting. I think he's just gonna get off, and CP3 just gonna be trolling the Houston Rockets while playing these niggas. So that's my prediction. That's definitely my prediction.
What's the Rockets starting lineup? I haven't actually watched a full game yet this season. Do you know who's on?
I'd probably assume Fred, Dylan, Sengun. Who else is in their starting five? I don't know, honestly. I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's Fred, Dylan, Sengun. That's 3. Who's their starting 3? Let me check. I can check this actually. I can check this right now.
Because I'm just trying to kind of imagine what the matchups are going to look like. Although I think we'll be good. Oh yeah, Jalen Green and Jabari Smith.
Jalen Green, Jabari Smith. Yeah, that's who else.
Thanks, Tom.
Per game. Yeah, so their starting 5 is Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, Sengun, and Fred VanVleet. Yeah, so that's 2 I was missing. But yeah, that's it's still a pretty interesting team. I'm not gonna lie. Like Houston, yeah, for sure. And their bench guys are pretty crazy. Like some of the guys that they have on their bench, Cam, you got Amen as well. Yep. Like these guys have a lot of younger guys as well that are really like marquee that you really want to look at. They also have Reggie Bullock. I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
They do have that. They do have him as well too. They have Jeff Green as well. So they have a couple guys on that team.
What? I thought he retired.
No, he's on the Rockets.
Jay told me he retired. What the heck?
When? When he retired?
I don't know. I think he told me last week. He's like, yeah, he retired because I love Jeff.
Wait, who?
Really?
Did you say Jeff Green? Like Jeff Uncle Green. Jeff?
Yeah.
Like from the Nuggets last year?
Wait, yeah. I thought Jeff was on the Rockets.
He is on the Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
That's what you guys are saying, but Jay told me he retired. Or flew in or somebody.
Oh. All right, so it might have been, I guess, unofficial.
Did he? I don't know. I actually couldn't tell you guys.
Maybe it's like an Iggy situation where he's kind of like a veteran presence. He'll come in and play like a minute if he has to.
It could be that. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. So yeah, talk to me about tonight's game, man. I mean, KB, you think that it's gonna be probably a Warriors win, but do you think it'll be close?
I hope it's a Warriors win. I think the Warriors should comfortably win this game. But it's a young team, and it's a young NBA team, and it's early in the season. Yeah. So anything could happen. Yeah. We've seen the KD-led Suns drive the Lakers all the way to that fourth quarter. So you never know what could happen, honestly. We should theoretically beat this team. I think Jalen Green might have like a bit of a bounce back because I think he's been struggling a little bit. I think Fred VanVleet is going to shock chuck this team out of the game. I think Dylan Brooks defensively will be fine tonight, but offensively he might be a little checked out. I don't know. When he plays us, he doesn't look that good.
We bring the best out of him.
I think we do look good today. I think Kuminga's going to look good. I also think Moody, GP2 are going to like show their like those defensively slanted lineups as well. I want to see TJD against this team as well too. I just want to see how he looks with some of those bigger wings and guards and switchable guys who are like, because it's going to be a lot of, I feel like there's going to be a lot of heavy switching. We forget that like Ime Udoka is still one of the better like coaches in this league. And he's shown that defensively he has the schemes and when he has the guys to be able to put up defenses that are pretty outstanding. So I'm interested to see. And it's probably going to be marquee for the Houston Rockets because you're playing a guy who's like superstar caliber, right? So I don't know why I put quotation marks, but like he's a superstar caliber player, a superstar in the NBA. And when they go up against teams like that, it's just like you're locked in. So like I expect Houston to come out the gate and be really serious. But I think once the Warriors sit down, just lock in, they'll get into the flow of things and can have control of this game. So I'm saying Warriors win. I think Klay's going to be the leading scorer tonight, and I think he was going to get off. So that's what I think.
Thanks.
I would say, real quick, first off, I want to respond to the super chat by Cap Status. Big shout out to Cap for the multiple super chats. Brandon specifically to me, bro. I think he's going to get an opportunity at some point. I can't tell you when. And I'll say that because Kerr felt like playing Trace Jackson. Now, Trace obviously has a guaranteed contract, and I think positionally as a big, he gives us more looks. But I think if he's gonna play Corey Joseph, Brandon will get time. I just can't confirm when. I think the the size and the occasional hesitancy to find his own shot factors into that as well. But make no mistake about it, I think what Brandon did in the preseason is going to get him some looks. Kerr will always go to, multiple players on the roster at some point during the season. I just don't know exactly when or what it is that will make him not want to play him. But he's normally harder on first-year players. So their roles are going to kind of be a bit more inconsistent, and they'll get in where they fit in based on Kerr's logic and how he feels on a night-to-night basis. In terms of the Rockets game, though, I think this is a very interesting game. I think we win, and the reason why I think we win is because the Golden State Warriors are extremely petty. And the reason why I say this is they do not forget the battles they had with that franchise with James Harden. And it feels like for multiple years now, if guys are on the fringe of being healthy or not, if they're playing the Rockets, they're going to go. Draymond opts into playing when versus this Rockets team. Steph Curry was questionable to play because of his foot. I'm going to play. I think they want to send a message to the Rockets every time that they play them. And I think based on how our bench has been and how they have produced, I think there's a ton of advantages we can create versus this Rockets team. But I'm 100% with KB in terms of it being the start of a regular season. And the Rockets have a up and down core of young talent who can absolutely, play us tight. Even last year, we had games where it was tight, and it took Steph and Clay both having twin 30 pieces for us to beat the Rockets. So I don't think it's like this, like by far, like we're up 30 points type of W, but I do think we win. I do expect the Golden State win tonight. I expect to see big things from Kuminga because in an up and down game, Kuminga can get up and down with the best of them, and they still are questionable defensively with Şengün as their anchor outside of Jabari Smith. So I'm gonna go with the Warriors here.
I like it. Yeah, I think that I'm just excited to see Draymond on the court. I could care less about the Rockets. I mean, I like them. I think they could sneak up on you. So take this game seriously. Play your hardest. Get out in front early on. Don't get behind because once we allow other teams to take a lead, it can be tough to get back. So we don't want to see that. But all around, guys, what do you think about what Dom sent here? He said, can't wait to see B-Pod's minutes and some sneaky Javonte Green minutes. If Javonte can knock down that shot, he may take GP minutes come playoff time.
Hell no.
What do you guys think about that?
He's stay off the weed, guys. Okay.
Stay off the weed is hilarious.
Nobody can take GP minutes, sorry. But yeah, as far as Brandon, hopefully we can.
Why do we not consider GP2 one of the best POAs in the league? That's what I was always thinking to myself.
I do.
I do.
No, I do as well. But when guys bring up a Caruso or Holiday, some of these more I guess because they play a lot more minutes. But bro, when GP2's on the floor, he's one of the better POAs in the entire league.
It's probably just minutes, and I don't think a lot of people outside of seeing him play for Golden State has seen him on the Trailblazers as much when he was there briefly for that 1 year. So I think that's why, but I've seen him literally switch out on Jaylen Brown and Tatum and create many, many issues. I just think that his role in terms of not playing consistently high minutes for a entire season sample size makes people question how good he really is, but we know what's up. So
yeah, I think he's one of the better POAs. People will see how good of a guard defender he is. No,
absolutely,
they'll see.
They've already seen it. They saw it on the highest level in the finals. But I guess
apparently that's not enough. So
yeah, apparently not. What do we know? So what do you guys think about some of the other guys on our bench? JK can tend to get into foul trouble. He got into foul trouble a lot last season, and that's something he's still learning with his body, his physique. His defense is growing. It's not great. I'd say Moses Moody's defense has elevated a little bit more than maybe Kuminga's. But what do you guys think about the other guys, maybe guys that aren't getting so many minutes? Are you happy with what you're seeing? Do you think we're going to keep anybody, let anybody go? What do you think so far?
Let anybody go. I think we already let go. Don't we have 2 roster spots left open or 1?
I mean, I think we only have, we might have 2 now. We have, 13.
I think we let go of Rudy Gay.
And
Rudy Gay and somebody else.
It was that guard that Clay doesn't like. But yeah.
Oh yeah, him.
We still have him.
No, we still have Garuba, yeah. I think Garuba actually should see some floor time.
That's what
I think he's pseudo.
Oh, the guard was Rodney Magruder.
I think he's pseudo Draymond to an extent. I think defensively he can be that guy for you at the helm at that 4 spot. He's shown versatility, ability to switch out guard. Offensively, he can knock down a 3. and he's like he could play within the flow of the offense as well. So I think if you develop him right, he could definitely be a key piece for you come postseason time as well. If you were to like actually play him and develop into the player that you need. Lester Quinones, I think he's cool. I know when initially he started taking some minutes and he started playing for the Warriors, he was like, oh, the Warriors found their pool replacement, which I don't think is true. Yeah, so he's cool. I think he plays okay. Defensively, I think he looks more better than more better is crazy. He looks better than Poole. Offensively, though, I think Poole's just a better passer, still a better shot maker as well. And I think he's just a better offensive player in general. So he's cool. I think he's gonna be a lot of G League, a lot of developing, and then we might see him later. Who knows? Because he's still a bigger guard. He's more physical. He plays like he's upsized more. B-Pods, I'm excited to see more minutes of as well. I think he's gonna be like a lot of learning, a lot of growth, a lot of learning and understanding from CP, trying to just like soak in all the information, a lot of G League, and then you might see him in some spot minutes where like CP3 is out. Get to see him come in and see how he's looking. You feel me? So like, I'm excited. TJD as well. We got to see him as well. I always said he's our backup 5 now. He has that responsibility. I think he has the ability to play like that as well. Yeah. So I think there's some guys like we definitely can like. Yeah, Steph is playing today. He's expected to play.
Sure.
But yeah. So I think for sure, there's a bunch of guys on the team that I'm just like happy with. I don't really. If we had to trade a couple of these guys for like a Robert Williams or like a Malcolm Brogdon or you know.
I love Brogdon, but we don't need him.
Like,
we don't need him. Maybe. Would you trade Chris Paul for Brogdon at this point in time? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes.
Defensively, you get upside, and on top of that, offensively, you still get a good scorer who can lead a second unit. So yeah, why not?
You don't be looking at durability for any of these pieces,
it's
bro.
CP3 and Malcolm Brogdon. Mid-off? Hello?
Wait. What? Malcolm Brogdon isn't.
That's a mid-off of durability, is it not? Please tell me it is.
Oh, durability? Yes.
Yeah, it is a mid-off.
Oh, you mean playoffs? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's actually, and on top of that, when
maybe I would.
Let's be honest, guys. When players come to our team, they're durable. I don't know. Like
that's actually a fact, though.
Like,
that is true.
Like,
they look healthier.
The moment he leaves the Warriors, he's out for good. He's gone.
I don't know how we got that many games out of Porter Jr. Plus
that's what I'm saying. Even GP too, extremely injury prone. As soon as he touches our jersey, he's healthy. So I don't know.
Sir.
Hey,
that's
man.
a beautiful thing.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get Robert Williams, make him healthy, and just go crazy. Man.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this package, KB. Rob Williams, very, very injury prone, but a beast, a dog. He can get it done, and for the Warriors, he could do something. So what kind of trade package do you think Portland would accept for
some draft capital? They would obviously want.
Do we have any?
Do we have? Yeah, we should.
Anything good though? I don't know.
I guess have a first round for this year.
I thought something happened to that.
I'm not trading first round pick for Rob Williams. I'm sorry.
No,
but I'm saying
I guess that's true.
I know we have second round picks for sure. I think some second round picks. Maybe TJD. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I think we have guys on the team who are like role players who, if you're in a win now mentality, you would much rather give up so that you can get a readily available guy. That's if
I just don't think the answer is getting older for this team unless you're getting like premium level players.
Is Robert Williams not premium level?
Bro,
for what
he's
he
not
does.
Old, isn't he? Like 23.
The durability stuff with him, I'm just
what
not
he would do for our team. But that's the thing, though, Gifted. That's not a question when they come to our team. They will be available. That's
a big risk. Rob is always
okay, bro.
You know this. Come on, yo, Gifted. We can both agree.
I hear you. Trust me, I hear you. We like this right now, but it's like
That's tough for me, man. Healthy. That's a premium level. That addresses all the Warriors' needs. Shot blocking, rim returns, rebounding, lob catching, and Draymond would finally get a 5 that can play paint defense, like really good paint defense. No knock on Loon, but like Loon is just undersized. So.
I hear that, but isn't Rob Will like more of a roamer type anyway? It can work though. I'm not gonna say that it can't work. It definitely can.
It would definitely work. You know it would work. You know it would work, bro. Come on, man.
By the way, Nuggets are up 18. I've been watching this game the entire time. Shay's getting clamped right now. 3 points.
I forgot about that game.
This whole game. I've been watching it in a Discord right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I completely forgot about that game.
Who are they playing? OKC?
OKC, yeah.
Yeah, OKC and the Nuggets.
Our boy Nuggets are dominating. I need Jokic to sit because I faded his points, so I don't need him playing anymore. Why?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I faded his points because I figured that they would blow them out, and because they are blowing them out, he should sit and chill. Don't go for 27. Yes.
Okay.
Take a humble 25.
It's Jokic. They don't, Mike or whatever. Mike Malone never sits their team. They played at the very last minute, though. You know that with the Nuggets. Have you noticed that? Like even when they're up by like 30, Mike.
Gifted, are you watching on League Pass, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not working for me. So
I have it live in Discord if you want to watch it. It's live right now.
I'll join Discord after. But what were you saying, Haley? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying like. Maybe regular season. I don't know. I feel like Nuggets are the one team where Michael Malone will just like keep playing them. The
thing is, if they're blowing people out, Jokic don't care about scoring. At that point, he's just trying to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. That is what he does.
Yep, that is.
Hopefully, you get that. I think that's a good. We'll see. Yes, and I do know
Niners are down 7.
If we lose this game, that's our 3rd loss in a row, and it ain't looking good for us, so that's depressing. But yeah, you guys send a super chat, or you can just let us know in the chat if there's any team you want us to cover. The one question I wanted to ask you guys, since we covered a lot of Warriors stuff, and if we have any more questions at the end, we can. But Zach LaVine scored, I think it was 51 points in a loss.
Yeah. In a loss.
And the Bulls, like, it's just so crazy to see how far they fell. Like, they were such a good team. Like, you know, they were, I think, a top 1 or 2 seed in the league just a few years ago, and now they're barely holding on. Thoughts on Zach LaVine and the situation over there, and where would you like to see him, or do you think he'll be at a different team come the trade deadline?
Well, first, I want to say shout out to Bulls Central Pod. He is a passionate Chicago Bulls fan. I'm pretty sure he's been on Players' Choice as well. I did a podcast with him this summer, and I hear him. Like, the vision of this team was supposed to involve Lonzo, who, when he was healthy, him and Caruso were like the best defensive guard combination in the league, and they like floor raised that Bulls team to a top 10 defense. But ultimately, we haven't seen Lonzo for pretty much 2 years. He's not going to play for the rest of this year. And to be honest, the Bulls are kind of going to be the same old of the same old in my estimation. I think they're going to be in that play-in race. They might make the playoffs, they might not. But even if they do, are they really beating the Bucks or the Celtics in like a 7-game series? Probably not. Yeah. They might not even beat a team like the Cavs, maybe, right? I mean, we don't know these things.
Yeah,
I think it's hard though, because it's like, okay.
Wait, say that one more time. Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
I said the Bucks. I said the Celtics. Sorry, I said the Bucks. I said the Celtics. I said maybe the Cavs.
For the top 3 teams in the East?
Yeah.
Hello? Are we just...
Oh, you want Sixers up there, KB?
I mean, I can hear Sixers, but I'm just projecting like.
No, it's fair. It's totally fair. I think most people are out on them, but I think if you have it, you're giving them one more.
Normally, I would think that they are the 3rd seed. Though you're not crazy to say that. I'm not saying you are.
Stay on that side.
I just don't know what the hard stuff.
We're not. I'm not switching up. Trust me.
Bro, he's such a fan to stay on that side like you're a victim of something.
Haley, you are good at my books. I'm talking about this boy right here.
Oh.
I don't know what he's talking about. I still have the Sixers making the playoffs. I just can't.
Me too.
Come out and predict that they're going to be the 3rd seed off the rip. I don't know. They can be.
If Harden's gone, I think they have a chance. If Harden's there, not happening. That's my take. But okay, cover how. Here, I'll just pull this up.
Sure.
Cover how the Timberwolves are going to trade Cat and let Naz Reid take the starting spot.
Well, the trade was supposed to be for Damian Lillard, but that's gone. Harden is an interesting trade partner for that team. I just don't believe in trading the Timberwolves team away right now because they need time to play together and they're figuring things out. And I think that Cat is a great offensive help to Anthony Edwards because if Cat's not there, Anthony Edwards is going to be expected to average like 26 or 27 points. Anthony Edwards can afford to be a bit less productive from a scoring standpoint and a shot creation standpoint if he has Karl-Anthony Towns on his team, who is going to help lead their team in rebounds with Gobert and really assert their dominance in terms of size. Because with Cat in the lineup, you have 2 7-footers, and Jaden McDaniels, who grew to like 6'11", Anthony Edwards, and then Conley, where Conley is the smallest guy there, but he can still play defense in terms of getting in the lanes. I just don't believe in trading Cat just to trade Cat. If there's like a great package out there, then you do it. But I don't think that package is at all out there, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cat has a lot to prove this season. I think the Timberwolves have bought into their core. I said this like earlier when they initially extended McDaniels. They bought into that core, but they're in the tax. They're in the luxury tax. Like they're in it, right? Because all these bigger contracts. You have Ant, Cat, Gobert, now McDaniels as well with the rookie extension. So, you have to like prove something, especially this postseason. Like you have to show some signs of, okay, we're in this heavy luxury tax, but the reason why we are is because we're committed to these guys, and these guys have the ability to take us where we want to go, which is a deep postseason playoff run, because we haven't seen that from them in God knows how long, right? So they got a lot to prove. Cat also has a lot to prove as well, and if they have another season where Cat is just like not up to par, and Ant is showing signs of leaping, best believe he will be on that market being shopped. I don't know for who, but he'll be on the market for sure.
Facts.
You're muted, Gifton.
Eduardo, is Steph definitely top 10 all time if they make it to the Western Conference Final? I think is what. Yeah.
Is Steph definitely top 10 all time if they make it to the Western Conference
I think
Finals?
that would be good. Honestly, if they make it top 10 all time,
if you still don't have Steph in your top 10 all time, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Yeah. But I know, Jay and Fluent don't. They're both definitely
they have Bill
old
Russell in
hits.
their top 10 and Wilt Chamberlain, so I don't whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, our kids are probably gonna think,
actually,
like,
no, I'm
that's
not gonna knock
crazy.
Bill.
Like,
I get it, but Will is
Bill?
crazy. Bill Russell being in your Bill Russell being in your top 10, I don't really mind.
I do. He is the winningest, but you have to look at the context now. But I respect
in
it.
terms of influence, impact,
he was a great defensive player.
That's true. Influence, like, culturally, for sure.
Elite. No, I'm talking about from a defensive perspective. A lot of the things we see in the modern NBA, if you go back and watch, like, there was a lot of, like, sets and plays where he was, like, they ran split action in the 50s. There was plays where Bill Russell was literally in the post running split action.
We built off of,
like,
so,
like,
sure.
I can't say he modernized a lot of things for us.
I guess. Do you? But yeah, do you both have Steph in your top 10?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
What's your top 10, KB?
Of all time?
Yeah. If you know.
Yeah, so the top 5 is MJ, Bron, Reem. I think that's like the standard 3 for everyone.
Wait, MJ, Bron,
Kareem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
I didn't know you had MJ out one.
I did. I'm not a LeBron GOAT guy.
Okay.
Not me.
Okay. MJ, Bron, Kareem.
And then 4, I have. I'm not gonna lie. 4, I have Timmy. I have Timmy at 4, and I have Kobe at 5. Then I have Shaq 6, Hakeem 7. Now this is where like
shaky.
I guess a little.
I feel like 8 through 12 can be.
Yeah, like 8 is like for me 8 is like, I'm not gonna lie, 8 for me is Magic. I think Steph's the better player, but when I could do consider winning and like things of that nature, I do like consider championships that they do matter to me.
Yeah.
To some degree. So I do have Magic above him at 8. 9, I have Steph. Okay. Then 10, I have, who's at 10? I feel like am I missing a big name right now?
Yeah.
Who's the big name I'm missing? So I feel like I'm missing someone.
You might not care about him as a player, though. I don't know where you are with Bird.
Yeah, Bird's big.
I don't think Bird's in my top 10.
And Russell's not, Bill?
I think Bill Russell actually might be my 10th player.
Might be 10.
Yeah, so Bill Russell's 10.
No, that's not a bad top 5. I mean, Timmy's definitely high, but I respect it.
Man. Timmy, bro.
I don't think Kobe's better than Magic or Tim all time.
I'd agree, but
I think Kobe is.
I have Magic at 4, I think, and then Kobe at like.
The revisionist history on Kobe's kind of nasty, guys. We gotta know who he is.
A revisionist history to say Magic's better than all time Kobe.
Wait, that's true.
What?
Oh, you're saying that Kobe, like,
the history on Kobe and like revising his career is just like it's kind of nasty. So
I think it's lame when they say that he wasn't a efficient player when he was for his era. They just don't really care about the defenses he had to play in the playoffs and how competitive they were. But I still think Magic's
performing and actually being able to rise and maintain. He's literally one of if not the best. So yeah.
I still think Magic better. So it's fine. Yeah.
32 is not better than 2-4.
He is though. So
You can keep saying
you're on too many of these little spaces.
He keep continuing to say it, but it's fine.
No, I respect it. I mean, hey, we all value different things, so it is what it is. Okay, and Gifted, well, you just said, I guess you have Magic over Steph. I do too. I probably always will, but we'll. I mean, as far as like top 10, but I still think Steph's the greatest point guard.
I think Steph is capped out for me at like 7. I'm not gonna lie. That's like the highest he can go. There's just certain guys. Maybe I'll reconsider where Kobe is, but like for now, in terms of the top 5, it's gonna be extremely hard for him to crack it. It's gonna be extremely hard for him to like.
Could you guys ever have Steph over Kobe? Is that
that's the thing.
That is not a crazy debate at all.
I don't think it's a crazy debate neither, but I don't know yet. So
it's not what I've really thought about. So that's like
I feel like
I have to wait till he retires.
It's harder for him because for him to be higher than Kobe or be at Kobe, I either have to bump Kobe down or rise Steph up. And just some of the guys that I said that's better, he can be better than like a Magic. I think there's an argument even for him to be better than Magic right now all time, right? But like for someone like a Hakeem, it's just so hard for me to like.
You can't.
It's so hard for me to put him over someone.
I think MJ, LeBron, Hakeem are the only. I mean, you couldn't really put Steph above Shaq, except for when it comes to like longevity. Could you? I guess you could, but I think you might.
It'd be hard for me to put up. Yeah,
but we all have Kobe over Shaq, so it's like, do you?
It would, because that's the thing though. I'd either have if I'm going back to Steph and Kobe, I would have to like reevaluate my whole bottom 5 and switch it around to make it make sense.
That'd be crazy.
Because Steph would have to leapfrog literally Magic, Hakeem, and then Shaq to get to Kobe.
I really don't think it's all that much he has to do at all to be better than Kobe. If Steph has 3 more elite seasons at this play all time, I don't see why he couldn't be better than Kobe Bryant. I think there's other players that have had more success team-wise than Kobe, and I think that would be the argument for Steph on top of the elite seasons of play. I think that Kobe Bryant's a great player, but I think it's crazy how we just ignore that for 3 of his titles that were won, he was not the best player on his teams. And then after that, he played like a much better player after the fact, but he had lesser team success, but did win 2 more titles, which was impressive. But I think in an all-time conversation, I think Kobe gets overrated a lot to me. He's a really good player, though.
Who's he over?
From like a lot of people who might have him like
I actually
it's mostly
like
Laker
underrated
fans,
a lot.
Underrated?
Yeah.
Most people have Kobe. Have you seen TikTok? Everybody's like, Kobe's my top 5. Kobe's my top 3.
My top 3 player. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you drunk?
So.
Huh? Oh yeah.
But arguments. Depending on what you value, there's arguments for sure.
I mean, if you're delusional, but not you, KB. I just mean like when you're saying Kobe's
come
top
for KB
3
though.
all time. Nah, I can't.
Nah, Kobe in my top 5 for sure.
That's just emotions. But hey, I'm emotional about my favorites too, so it's okay. Okay, you guys, we're gonna wrap up. We've got about 7 more minutes. So I'm trying to think. Were there any other games that stuck out to you? Any other players? Any other moments on Twitter? I mean, there's always Anthony.
There's a couple. There was a couple moments that stuck out to me. I'm not gonna lie. The Luka 49 ball was crazy.
Yeah.
Steph obviously with his 41 was insane. Oh, Kawhi Leonard falling to his knees after Russ took that.
Dude, Kawhi.
I thought Kawhi hurt himself though, because when he fell, I thought it was because of like his ankles. I didn't think he was like mad at Russ for taking the shot like that. I didn't.
His knees because Russ took that post fade. That's why.
I don't know, but I did see that.
Like, apparently, I'm known to be a Russ hater, which I don't think I am. I just don't think he's as good as he used to be anymore.
Yeah.
But like Kawhi was getting boxed by Jordan Clarkson for majority of that shot.
He was getting boxed
before he even like. I don't know. From what I remember, like before he even took the shot, and it was a rebound, and then Russ off the rebound. Now, mind you, Russ caught the ball off the rebound, right? He caught it, he brought it down, he dribbled, and he had an open Batum right in front of him. His back was to the basket. Batum was right in front of him. He could have just passed the ball to Batum.
I don't think he knew how much time. No. Sorry. I
Russ
think that
literally
he
said
saw
one dribble
Shot clock awareness or what?
and
Yeah.
just shot that. Did it hit rim?
what?
The post fade.
I'm about to watch it back right now.
I didn't even see it. But okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no. But like I think that he looked up on the board and saw he had 2 seconds left. So when he came down with it, I don't think he thought he had time to get it to him for the shot to still count. So that's why he instantly took the shot. I don't really blame Russ for that play as much as I do Kawhi when he literally had the post fade animation over Jordan Clarkson, and instead of taking the post fade, dribbles back out and takes the 3 when you're down 2. Yeah, when you could just bully Jordan Clarkson and get to the rim. I don't like.
Yeah.
I think blaming Russ for that is very corny considering how much time is left. Kawhi, as the star player, should not be trying to go left and right like he's Kyrie on Clarkson. Just get to the basket on Clarkson.
The fact that you can't go left and right against Jordan Clarkson and he's boxing is kind of outrageous for me. But like, that is kind of crazy. So, yeah, shout out Russ, but that was a funny one. I don't care the context of the situation. I don't care if Russ had 0.5 left. It's just the fact that Kawhi seen the shot, him turn around and try to shoot a post fade, and he literally hit the, oh my God, he just fell to his knees. That just is hilarious to me. That's what.
He's practicing his acting, didn't you see? Like he's letting his real
crazy. Because like think about it. You know how hard it takes for Kawhi to get emotional on the court.
Yeah.
I want to show his emotion a lot, and the fact that he fell to his knees to you shooting that jumper is crazy. Like you're gonna be in the locker room just looking at him like you know what I mean?
Like 10 minutes, you're gonna be in the same. Like, what was that about? That's tell LeBron that he does that stuff all the time. Tank, I know. I'm about to go watch this game. My season might be over, and I've come to terms. I'm so used to the Niners breaking my heart that it doesn't even
Niners
faze
supposed
me.
to be like the best football team in the league or something.
We were. No, we're not. We always get injured, and our season falls apart every time. But
damn, so you say your season might be over off this game? Damn.
Well, it's 3 in a row. I mean, that's when.
Oh yeah, that's
3 in a row isn't okay. Like that shows you got major problems. Brock Purdy is playing with a concussion.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're just depressing for sure. But
that's a lot.
It is what it is. I got my dubs. Okay, let's answer this. I've first seen him militant mindset. Magic carried the Lakers further in the playoffs without Kareem, and then Kareem did without Magic. So
Magic carried the Lakers further in playoffs without Kareem than Kareem did without Magic.
Oh, I get it. What you're saying.
Yeah. So I think
that is true. He was leading some all-time offenses without Kareem in the early 90s. So
he was. True. Yeah,
that is true, man. Shout out Magic. Still not better than Bean though. It's cool.
He is.
Right side. Bengals are back. Oh man. Any last thoughts, you guys? Any games you're looking forward to coming up this week? That
Lakers Kings game is gonna be nice.
That's gonna be a fun game tonight too.
Oh my God, seeing De'Aaron Fox fry that POA. I can't wait. I'm gonna be there with food, just eating, watching, man.
Just eating. Okay.
Just eating, just watching. You know what I'm saying? Just eating, just watching.
You got winning. Because that's kind of an interesting matchup.
I'm not gonna lie. I want the Kings to win so I can just see all hell break loose on TL. So
respect. There we go. You're coming out of your Laker narrative. I like it.
I'm not a Lakers fan for the 40th
Don't buy
time.
Don't buy it.
You're gonna. You know what's crazy? Gifted will be hosting post, pre, and halftime game spaces for the Kings. I promise.
Yeah. So I just want to be clear. Like I don't just do.
Do you want me to leak your burner, the Kings burner?
Yeah, you might as well.
Do it right now.
Okay,
put your phone on the camera right now and do it. No.
Don't worry.
We got 2 minutes. Leak it right now.
You'll see.
No.
You'll see.
See it right now while the broadcast is live.
No.
Show the people.
Show the people. He's gonna see the account. He's gonna see
No. Show him right now if you got it for real. Because you don't.
Wait, Gifted, I have to ask something. Be honest with me, and then we'll end. Deep down, when you were watching Game 7 of the Kings versus Warriors last playoffs,
I want to bust their ass. I want to win.
There was no inkling of feeling sad inside or oh no, reacting to any of their emotions.
I don't. No. So okay. I want to be clear, Jaylee. Right? I came into Game 7 like I really want to win. I do not want to hear these trolls talk about Steph going out in the first round. We've never been out in the first round. Understand? We've always gotten to at least round 2. We've always gone in at least 6 or 7 games.
Right.
We need to win this Game 7. I fuck with De'Aaron Fox. He's already proven how good of a player he's been for the season and in this series. We need to win this game. Let's bring it home. I didn't care about the Kings in that game. Respect to the Kings, but I wanted that victory badly, very badly.
All right.
And I'd already given the Kings a bunch of their respect because I said coming into the season that they were probably going to be a playoff team. And I said before the matchup, this is probably going 7 games. The Kings are good. So in game 7, knowing all that, I didn't care. Let's go get the dub.
Okay. All right. Respect. I see the side eye, KB. So we'll dig into
for
this.
sure.
I'll find out. I'll get to the bottom of it eventually.
For sure.
We got to jump off, though. Appreciate all of you, for real, coming through on Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I believe there's, I think, C Red might be on after this. I always forget who's on after. But definitely go check out the next show. Leave us a comment if you have any questions, and please get those likes up. We'd appreciate it. Bye, you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Peace out, people.
Peace.